Alrighty, I think we have a good amount of people right now, so we will start getting started, and if people start joining, they can join and then they'll be able to as well join in the dialogue. All right, so I just want to quickly say thank you everybody for coming out today and joining our dialogue. I really appreciate it. I know a lot of us are extremely exhausted with school and everything being online. So we really do appreciate everybody coming out. Today, what we will be discussing is how to spread awareness about the conflict that's been occurring in the region of Tigray. And how we are going to run today is basically, it's going to be 4 segments. And we have 4 co-hosts today. So each co-host will have a different segment that they will be discussing. And we'll be asking you guys questions, and we would just like for you guys to engage with us and be able to have this conversation. This is what the whole purpose of this meeting is to have a conversation, because there is a lack of youth that have been participating. So before we do get started, I would just like for all of us to take a moment of silence for those who have unfortunately passed away due to the conflict in Tigray. So during this moment of silence, you can either pray or send good thoughts, but let's just bow our heads and not forget who we are doing this for. So just take a moment of silence. All right, thank you for that. So like I said, today's objective is for the Tegaru Youth. So when I say youth, I'm saying from like the ages of 12, 13 and up, to really engage in this conversation. Like I said, we have noticed a lack of participation coming from the Tegaru youth, and we do need to address that. The conflict in Tigray is not just a domestic issue or a regional issue. This is an international issue. And the people of Tigray have been displaced, and they're hungry and they're scared. And what started as baseless allegations have turned into a genocidal war. It's been almost 3 months, I think it's day 89 now, since the fighting has begun. And there's been no humanitarian aid, no media communications, no flights, and no medical care in the region. A region of almost 7 million people are being denied basic human rights. A region that was hit by the hardest locust outbreak in years. A region, like many others, are still suffering from the effects of COVID-19. Yet this plague of fighting still continues. There are now approximately 2 million people, so a third of the Tigrayan population, that are displaced, that don't have a place to call home. Thousands of innocent people have died and many are missing. And yet still there's silence from the international community. There have been many international human rights and international laws that have been violated and that need to be addressed. Sexual assault, looting, murder, some of the many crimes that are being committed in Tigray, those crimes need to be addressed and they need to be held accountable for. The lack of media coverage has created a lack of credible sources, and thus the spread of propaganda directed by the federal government has been also spreading. There is a narrative that the federal government is trying to spin and they're trying to tell the international community. But as long as we, the youth, are the voice for the voiceless, those lies and propaganda will not continue. So that's why we're trying to say that the youth need to be involved. Because we are so persistent and very adamant in our views, we need to stand up and we need to be strong in what we're saying. And I understand that this is hard. This is an issue that is difficult for many of the youngsters to understand. Because how can a government that I don't know if many of us personally understand what is happening, but a country that we hold close to our heart do this to their own people? How can they betray their own people? How can the international community be so quiet? Why aren't my Habesha friends or my Habesha community helping? You might be confused, you might be hurt, but we have to use the privilege that we have, that we living in Canada, living in wherever you are, the freedom of speech that we've been granted. We need to be strong and we need to be resilient for our Tegaru brothers and sisters who are suffering right now. So before we continue, we just have a couple of housekeeping rules just so that we have an effective meeting. So if you like, you can have all of your cameras on so I can see all of your nice faces. We'd like to ask you to stay muted until it's time for you to speak, just so we can hear other people. At the very bottom of your screen, there is a thing called reactions. If you click on that, there's something called raise hand. So if you do want to say something, just hit that button and then I'll be able to see it. One of the other co-hosts will be able to see it. And then you'll be able to ask your question. As well, please be respectful of what we're talking about because these are sensitive topics and a lot of people are like directly affected by it. As well, if you don't feel comfortable talking, you can always use the chat function and just type in what you would like to say. We have one of our co-hosts that are monitoring the chat. Alrighty, so we will get started. So the first segment I will be hosting, and the first segment is about getting to know you. So a strong Tegaru community is a connected community, and a connected community is one that knows each other. So I would like to know what you guys are doing, who you are, where you're located, and what you aspire to be. And if there are any professionals that are in this meeting right now, if you'd like to share your contact information so that the youngsters are able to connect with you in the future, or able to get more advice, it'd be great to connect that way. So you can contact through our Instagram. We'll put the Instagram page in the chat as well as our email, and anybody can contact us through that. So we'll get started. I'll introduce myself. So my name is Hiwan Beiru. I am 21 years old. I am studying at Carleton University in the Global and International Studies program. I'm focusing in global law and social justice, and I aspire to work in either the international human rights field or in international law. I am located in Ottawa, and yeah, that is basically who I am. So if anybody would like to get started and introduce themselves, please just raise your hand in the reactions and we'll get started.
I can go next.
Yeah,
My name is Lydia. Most of you probably know me. I'm in the Tegaru Ottawa Youth. I'm in grade 12. and I aspire to continue to study at university in Ottawa and either have a future in politics or law.
Thanks, Liz. Was there anybody else? I think I saw a hand, but I don't know if you meant to. Oh yeah, there she is.
So it was me that raised my hand. So my name is Betty Tesfai. I'm 23 years old, and I actually recently graduated from the University of Alberta in Edmonton, and I moved here a few weeks ago to Ottawa. So I guess I'm kind of looking to connect with other Tegaru youth. I don't know if I'm still considered youth or not.
Oh no, trust, you're still a youth, because then that would make me old.
But yeah, I'm just working here at an engineering consulting company. So yeah, if there's anybody that has questions, if any of you are considering engineering as a career path, just feel free to connect with me.
Thanks, Betty, and welcome to Ottawa. It's a little boring now, but hopefully we do stay connected. Was there anyone else?
I can go.
Yeah.
Hi guys. My name is Rakib. I'm 19. I'm from Ottawa. I'm a member of the Ottawa Tegaru Youth, and I aspire to work in the health sciences field one day. And yeah.
I think I might mispronounce your name. Is it Giona? Yeah, you can go ahead. Oh, I think you're muted.
Sorry.
There you go. It's all good.
Okay. So my name's Giona. I'm from Ottawa, but I've been living in Edmonton for a long time. Actually, I'm Rakib's cousin. Hello. I'm a teacher, and just want to be part of the conversation.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you. Haben?
Hi guys, my name's Haben. I'm 17. I live in Gatineau, and I'm currently in the first year of university at Ottawa U in criminology. And yeah.
Cool. Was there anybody else that wanted to introduce themselves as well?
Yeah, I can go next. Hi guys, my name is Muse. My name is Moses. A lot of you guys know me as Muse. I'm fourth year Carleton University student. I'm studying global and international studies. And I'm a member of the Tegaru Youth in Ottawa as well.
All right, Tem, I see you. You can go ahead.
Hey, hi guys. My name is Temi Mashasha. I'm 19 years old and I live in Ottawa. I go to Algonquin College. And I want to be a nurse. And that's it. Yeah.
Thanks, Tem. Is there anybody else that wanted to? Oh, there's Tashu. I thought you would say something. Go ahead, Tashu.
Yeah, so my sister is Haben and I'm Tashu Workner. We live in Gatineau. I'm 19 years old. I go to Algonquin College in my last year, studying in business. Yeah, and I just wanted to hear like the different opinions of the other people from Tigray. I wanted to hear their experiences and what they've been going through. So yeah.
All right. I know I see a lot of familiar names. If anybody else wants to raise their hand and introduce themselves, otherwise we can go on to the next question. No? All right, so my next question was, when was the last time you visited Tigray and what was it that you did while there? I'll get started with that. So the last time that I visited Tigray was in 2017, just after I graduated from high school. And we went to Makala and we also went to Adigrat. Adigrat is one of my favorite cities. It reminds me of Barhaven, which is where I live. It's very like calm, but also kind of busy at times. And also there is like so much beles, and beles is like one of my favorite fruits. So yeah, that was the last time I visited Tigray, and I do hope to do it again soon. Right, so you guys can do the same thing as last time. You can lift your hand or do a reaction, and then you guys can go ahead and say when the last time it was you visited. All right, Betty, you can go ahead.
Okay. So the last time I visited, it was in 2015. So it was also after I had finished high school. So we went to Addis first because we have family there, and then we went to Mekelle, and we went to Idaga Hamus because that's where most of at least my mom's family and even my dad's family are there. And we actually did a tour of Tigray. We went to Aksum and all that stuff and got to see it for the first time. We also went to, Bahir Dar and all that stuff, but it was really a great experience because I got to meet all my cousins for the first time. They're all much younger than me. So yeah, I'm really hoping that we get to see them again because it's just been stressful, especially with a lot of them being in Adaga Hamus. It's one of, I guess, there's heavy conflict there. So yeah.
Thank you. All right, I think I saw Tem. Go ahead, Tem.
Hi. So yeah, the last time I visited Tigray was in 2014. So I think I was in grade 7, going to grade 8. And I went there, I think there was a Tigray festival and it only lasts like a week, but I went there for 3 months, which is honestly too much, but it's okay. But it was fun. The Tigray festival was fun. The Ashenda was really different there. Like here it's cool, but like there when you actually go and like experience the music and everything, like the whole culture is really fun. And yeah, I was supposed to visit like these past couple of years because we go like every 5 years, but the conflict kind of got in the way. But I really want to see them because I barely see them. It's pretty sad. I kind of miss Tigray. So,
yeah. I think that's the general consensus for most people is wanting to go back and missing the family that we haven't seen in a while.
Yeah.
But thanks, Tim. All right, Mr. Moses.
Okay, so the last time I went back was in 2015. I was there for about like 2.5 months, almost close to 3 months. I spent maybe 3 to 4 weeks in Tigray. So my mom's side of the family is from Adwa, and my dad's side of the family is from the areas of Ma'ala. So I got to experience both sides. I spent most of my time in Adwa because my father unfortunately wasn't able to come with us, but I was able to experience like, all the things that Adwa has to offer. And probably one of my favorite things, one of my favorite like memories of all time is just going to like the village. It's a whole different experience. When you're here in the city, you only know the city life, right? But when you go back home, it kind of humbles you. It brings you to your beginnings. It shows you your history of your family and how they grew up. So I really, really enjoyed going to the Hagarasa the most. But yeah, 2015 was the last time I went to Tigray.
For sure. Oh, I think Lydia wanted to say something, but I don't think she could raise her hand. Yeah, Leslie.
Yeah. Okay. The last time I visited was in 2014. I also got to do like a little tour of like every region, but my favorite part personally was that seeing like all the really kind people. Like there's a lot of kind-hearted people in Tigray, and even like just walking outside with my sisters, people were always greeting me, saying hi to me. You know what I mean? Just very, very, very nice, kind, religious people. So yeah, that was by far my favorite part of that experience.
Yeah, I think that's one of the things that I also miss from Tigray is just like, you feel like you know everybody, even though you don't. Like everybody's just family, but that's just a Habesha thing, I think. Just everybody's your cousin, But Giona, you can go ahead.
Yeah, so the last time I went to Tigray, or Ethiopia broadly, was in 2018. And it was just a couple of months before Abiy became the prime minister. He was appointed. So I visited other regions of Ethiopia before I went to Tigray. And, I always loved being around Tigray. I spent most of my time in Adwa because that's where my family is from. But aside from the good times in Tigray, I want to mention that in the beginning of 2018, it was the anti-Tigray sentiment was already pretty strong. And in the other regions that I was visiting before I got to Tigray, I was uncomfortable speaking Tigrinya at times in public. I heard a lot of messed up things that people were protesting or saying in public about just open violence against Tigray, and the talk about war was starting then already. So all this talk about it's about the Northern Command, it's about the election, it's not. Okay, this hate has been brewing for a long time, and I saw it in 2018 when I was there.
It's actually a really interesting point to bring up, because while I was in Ethiopia in 2017, I spent like a majority of time in Addis, and I've never learned Amarinya. I've only like spoken Tigrinya, but I understand Amarinya. And I naively thought that everybody in Ethiopia also spoke Tigrinya. So while we were at the bank, I was just speaking Tigrinya the entire time with the officer. And he was like questioning my mom about like, why doesn't she know, Amarinya? Like, why is she speaking Tigrinya? That's not, that's not something good. She's like, bro, we're Tegaru people. Like, I'm teaching her our language. Like, it doesn't make any sense. But like, I didn't notice then the kind of, I guess, ignorance behind the hatred that was brewing against Tigray. I think I was really naive then and just kind of assumed that there was just a select few of people that had that kind of hatred. But I think this conflict has really opened my eyes to what's been occurring, and like to definitely stay educated about like all the different point of views and all the different opinions that people have been bringing up. But yeah, thanks for that, Giona. I think Haben had her hand up. Do you want to say something still, Haben, or no?
Well, sure. The last time I went to Ethiopia was in 2019. I went because of a wedding. Like, that was the reason why me and my brother went. And the best part of Ethiopia, the one thing I really miss is just, it's something small, but like, I usually don't like eating in someone else's plate. It's something I really hate. Like, I don't like mixing food, but like, I felt like the one thing in Ethiopia that like I enjoyed doing was like, the injera, and they put different little, I feel like sharing food made us, connect more, and going to church. Like, I really saw how like church here and church over there is like completely different. It's like they go daily at 5 a.m. They wake up, they go walk there. Like, we were in Mekelle, so they're in like the center, so there's a lot of churches around, so we'd like walk in the morning, get there at 6, do our pray, and then there's a lot of like, I don't know, it just felt different there.
That's fair.
It was nice.
Thanks, Haben. Salam, see your hand up.
I'll just turn on my video. I'm just kind of trying to hide my hair scarf.
No, it's okay.
The last time I went to Tigray was around like 2014, 2015. And we spent most of the time in Adwa, because that's where my mom grew up and stuff. And one of the like my favorite parts of like going to Adwa is just kind of like how immediately kind people are. Like, I remember this like one time these kids, they were playing a game of like Chirgana or something like that. And I wanted to join, but I kind of felt a little weird because the kids were like a lot younger than me. And then like they just kind of immediately accepted. And then we had a lot of fun there. So I kind of hope to kind of come back, hopefully when this conflict is over.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. Giona, did you still have your hand up, or? Oh, okay, she got it down. All right, Eden.
Hi, so the last time I went to Tigray was in 2017, and I went to Aksum and Mekelle, and my favorite part, that it was really clean. I spent most of my time in Addis, and that was my first time in Tigray too, so it was like really clean there, and I was just used to like really dirty places, because we've been to Addis, it's kind of like that.
Yeah.
So it's nice.
I also wanted to point out that we have the same last name. Like, you have the same last name as my mom.
Oh,
so maybe
really?
Cousins.
Oh, maybe.
But yeah, I definitely agree with that. Like, the living in Tigray is completely different than Addis. I have a lot of family in Addis as well. And it's two different lives, living in Addis and living in Tigray. And it's nice to have that like separation, I guess, or like a little division of like the city and like the rural area.
No, I definitely agree.
Yeah. Eleni, Miss McElla.
Hi, my name is Aleti. The last time I went to Tigray was in 2018, so when I was in grade 8. I went there because usually we often go every 3 to 5 years, and also that year it was my sister's wedding, and she had it in Ethiopia. So we went there, and the wedding was in Makeda. I spent most of my time in Makeda. I went to Addis for a little bit by going there like a week, I think. Most of the time I was in Makeda, or I went to Adiga, or I went like on the farm side just for a little, about a week. The thing I miss the most about Tigger, I think, is like obviously the people. You honestly, when you go there, it's like the people don't treat you like strangers. Like you feel like you already know each other and you guys can already connect. You can talk to each other like your family. You guys can share anything. Like if you need something, you can go to your neighbors and they're super friendly. And I miss just walking around with my cousin. Like literally, we would walk around everywhere, going to the market and buying food, and like we would cook it together. It was just I really miss being with my family out there and being able to go to church too. That was also a different experience in Ethiopia rather than in Canada. It's like you feel way more connected, I think, over there. It just feels way better in Ethiopia, in Tigray, rather than here.
No, I totally get that. The hospitality is so different. I remember when we were there was a holiday that was occurring, so there was no hotels. And my aunt randomly asked this lady on the street, like, hey, do you know of any places? And the woman like invited us into her home, and we stayed there for the night. They like fed us dinner, fed us breakfast, took us to the church, and it was like, this is just a stranger on the street, you know? And she just like took us as in we were like her brothers and sisters. So it's so different. Yeah, I definitely miss it too.
Yeah, the people are just super nice and amazing. I hopefully I could go back soon. I really miss
I hope so too. Rody, we'll go together.
Yeah. Hopefully.
Yeah. Thanks, Eleni.
No problem.
Tashu wants to say something, but his reactions wasn't working. So Tashu, you can go ahead.
Yeah, I can't raise my hand for some reason, but
Okay.
the last time I went to Ethiopia was with my sister in 2019 for my cousin's wedding. And we were in Maqala for about 6 weeks, I think, or 5.5 weeks to 6 weeks. And something that I really enjoyed and I really missed was the sense of like being home. So whenever I'm around like my Habasha friends, like my Habasha family here and my friends, it's always like I'm very connected with them, not only with like things that we like to talk about and stuff like that, but even when we're eating, we're not very like selfish with one another. Like if we're eating something, like we wouldn't bother going and eating from each other's plates. Like me and Hiwa, for example, like I wouldn't be scared eating out of her plate.
Yeah.
And that's something that I felt with practically everybody when I was there. Like it wasn't like I didn't feel selfish, and I couldn't feel, and I didn't have that same feeling from them. So it's just, I guess that's what I really missed, is just having my bigger family, basically, a sense of family.
That's right. I really do hope though that after this meeting and continuing forward that we can kind of have that like second home here in Ottawa as like a Tegaru community, especially with the youth, to stay connected and to be able to support one another. I think that'll be really beneficial for us moving forward. And also, like me personally, I am not good at Tigrinya at all. If there was a way for all of us, like I know me and Tashu sometimes will go back and forth speaking Tigrinya with each other to like help each other out. That would be such an amazing initiative to start like Tigrinya lessons of some sort, like a Tigrinya platform, so that we're able to continue our language and so it doesn't die down with the next generation. But yeah, so that's what we as the Tegaru, I think, let me try to get this name right, Ottawa Tegaru Youth. And that's what we're trying to do, is to stay connected, stay strong and united. And yeah, I think, Yona, did you raise your hand? Yes.
Yeah. So on the idea of improving everyone's Tigrinya, if that's something more people want to do, you could do it on a platform like this and have, you know, a weekly chat just about anything. It doesn't have to be a heavy topic like war, but just have, you know, an hour chat about anything, something everybody can contribute to, just to practice the language once a week for an hour. I mean, I do that when I'm practicing other languages. I Skype with people just to practice speaking face to face with a native speaker. So if people want to do that, it's easy to set up with all the people that are on this call right now.
That is very true. We will definitely maybe try sending out like maybe a survey or an interest form to see how many people are like interested in doing it. Because I would definitely be down in getting some people. I have an uncle that used to teach us when we were kids. If he would be down coming back and like teaching all of us, that I think that'd be great for all of us, to be honest, going forward. But that was all I had for my segment. So thank you for everybody staying engaged with me. We're going to continue and we're going to pass this along to Lydia. Lydia is going to continue on with her segment. Oh, before I continue, I think somehow said something on the chat. And NA, sorry, I don't know who NA is, but she said that there's a weekly Sunday Tegaru group running Tigrinya lessons. It's cross-national too. And are there any group chats on platforms like Instagram or Facebook so we can try to stay connected? So we do have the Instagram page. We can create a group chat, like maybe on GroupMe or on Instagram. I don't remember if there is a limit on Instagram for a group chat, but stay up to date on our Instagram page for any more updates, and we'll just keep everybody updated there. And I will definitely check that weekly Sunday Tegaru group and post it on the Instagram page once I learn more about it. So that works perfectly. I will now pass this along to Miss Lydia. Thanks, everyone.
Okay, so I hope you guys can hear me. Kiwan, can you hear me? Okay, so hello everyone. So before I get into my segments and questions, I'll be talking about a very prevalent issue going on in our country right now. So I'd like to start off by thanking all of you for coming out and taking your time to listen and become aware of what is going on in our beautiful Tigray. As I said earlier, my name is Lydia Damu and I'm a member of the Ottawa Tegaru Youth. Today I've been asked to talk about a very disturbing and heartbreaking problem that is going on in Tigray as we speak. As a young woman who has two sisters, it makes me sick to my stomach to think that these horrible atrocities are put onto young females in Tigray, but it is important that we speak up, become aware, and use our voices for the voiceless. So right now, as we are speaking, Amhara militia, Eritrean troops, and the Ethiopian federal military are raping innocent young girls and women all across Tigray. Children as young as 11 years old are currently being taken away from their families and becoming robbed of their innocence. The lives of so many women are being destroyed and the world needs to know. Pramila Pattern, the UN Special Representative on Sexual Violence and Conflict, said she was greatly concerned by serious allegations from the northern region, including a high number of alleged rapes and the Tigrayan capital, Mekelle. Pattern continued saying that there are also disturbing reports of individuals allegedly forced to rape members of their own family under threats of imminent violence. Some women have also reportedly been forced by military elements to have sex in exchange for basic commodities. Several young women in Tigray are being deprived of food, water, or shelter if they do not allow these evil men to rape them. Several young girls and women have been taken away from their homes and are becoming sex slaves to these men. It is incredibly disgusting to think that the people who we considered our brothers and sisters are violating our women back home in the most horrible way possible. These women and children will forever be spiritually, emotionally, and mentally scarred and will be birthing children that were conceived in the worst way possible. Many ignorant people in the international Habesha community claim that rape has always been a problem in Ethiopia and that nothing has changed. They have failed to realize that the number of rape cases in Tigray has been tripled since this genocide has started, that as the days continue to pass, the number of being sexually assaulted continued to increase rather than decrease. How would these people feel if it was their mothers, sisters, aunts, or grandmothers being violated? How would you feel if it was your loved ones being silenced and sexually abused? The women of Tigray are screaming for help and nobody's listening. They need us to speak up and let the outside communities know what is going on. I understand that rape makes people feel uncomfortable because it is very real and what is happening to the women of Tigray right now. but we need every leader, every influencer in this world to know what is going on, because it is very real and people need to know what is going on. As the youth, we need to use our Snapchat, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook to educate the people and the world on what is going on. I'm asking all of you to please continue to fight and speak up about the atrocities being committed on our innocent people. We together as the Diaspora Tegaru Youth need to continue to spread our people's stories and truth. Okay, so now I would like to hear in your opinions what has been the most surprising outcome from the conflict in your point of view. So like, since everything has started, what do you find the most shocking or surprising about everything? Huan, I can't see when people lift their hands up, so can you like do that?
Yeah.
Okay, thanks.
All right, Tim.
Okay, so most surprising. Honestly, like maybe it's I'm looking at this as a more positive way, but like the most surprising thing to me was that Tigray has been honestly this resilient in the conflicts. Like it's just a region against a whole country, like the government and then like other countries and everything. So I didn't think they were honestly gonna do this well. Like it's really surprising for me. But
Yeah,
also, yeah, right. Also, the bad parts, there's some really scary things like the rape. There's just a bunch of militia just coming into people's houses and they're just like raping everyone in the house. And I heard there was some like they're forcing like people who are like family members to have like intercourse and stuff like that together too. And I was just thinking like what's the point of that? Like if it's a war, you don't have to affect the people, like the citizens. Like they're I don't know. That was just surprising to me. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I agree 100%. It's crazy to think. Like for me personally, the most crazy or like shocking thing that has come out that I personally think is that these people are supposed to be our neighbors, our brothers and sisters, whatever you see it as. You know what I mean? Like I was always raised to think that we are together. We're Ethiopia. We're supposed to love each other. So like even when there is conflict in between like politics, you know what I mean? It's so sad to think that like our brothers and sisters are killing innocent people that have done nothing, or raping or depriving them for food. Like that just blows my mind so much, because I've been raised to think that like, everyone in Ethiopia, my brother, my sister, you know what I mean?
Like it's weird that they were so like quick to switch to. Like don't they feel any sympathy? Like
exactly.
I don't know. It's yeah, it was something surprising. So move on to the next person.
Moses and Giona have their hands up. Lydia.
Yeah. So for me, the most surprising thing, or should I say, the most disappointing thing that I've experienced or I've seen over the past 80 something days, is the deflection, and it's the blame game on us. The deflection on the facts on the ground. Everything is being blamed on a group of people. Everything is blamed on a particular person or a particular group, when this is a conflict that involves much more than just one person or one group. We can see that there's 4.5 million people in need of humanitarian aid, yet there are people within the community, the Ethiopian community, to be more specific, that have denied all of this, that have denied that there's anything, that this is a war. They've called it a law enforcement operation, which if you go and speak to the people back home, they definitely don't think this is a law enforcement operation. A law enforcement operation doesn't include raping, doesn't include looting, doesn't include the bombings of historical churches and mosques. This is ridiculous. And so as of right now, like especially within the first couple of weeks, I saw deflection. And another thing that really I was surprised was just the lack of support from other communities during this point. I could say that the non-Ethiopian communities have helped us way more than the other Ethiopian communities have, which is really sad, because whenever something happened in other regions, I can't speak for all, but I can speak for myself. I always was there and asked them, hey, what's going on, or can I get some more information about what's going on, or how's your family? But over the past 80 something days, I've had barely anybody asking if my family is okay. The only times people will know if my family is okay is if I personally tell them, and it shouldn't have to be like that, you know. So that's what I've been really, really shocked and surprised about, and it's really, really sad to see that.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%.
Yeah.
You're muted.
To add,
Sorry.
can I go?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I agree with everything that was said. It's definitely disappointing to see all these people, especially in the diaspora, who have access to all the same news that we have access to, completely believe the government line and call it a law enforcement operation, and who really believe that this level of destruction is necessary. You know, I'm not really surprised by the people in Ethiopia who believe it, because we don't have a free press in Ethiopia. The government controls all of the media. So for the people who live there to believe the government narrative, it's understandable. But for the people out here, I don't understand it, and I'll never forgive them. That's the most disappointing thing by far in this situation. Other than that, what surprised me is that our prime minister invited a foreign country to fight his own people, to kill his own people. That Abiy Ahmed is that stupid, surprised me. I didn't think he was like that. But once you invite Isaias Afwerki into your country, I can't be surprised by any level of atrocity at that point. That man ran his own country into the ground. That man has been abusing and enslaving and torturing his own people for 27 years. So I'm not going to be surprised by any level of destruction that he imposes on the people of Tigray. That's who Isaias is. And it shocked me that Abiy invited him into our territory. But past that, I can't be surprised by Isaias Afwerki. He's the devil.
Yeah, I 100% agree with you. Like, you're not only hurting your own people, you're allowing a whole other country to hurt your people. So, yeah, it's sad, shocking, but yeah.
Haben also has her hand up.
So for me, my camera's off, sorry. Okay, so for me, the most shocking thing that happened is that before the conflict, I never said that I was Tigrayan. I just said that I was Ethiopian. I didn't think it was important to say which region I came from. So when people ask me where I came from, I just say Ethiopia, and they just be like, oh, I'm also Ethiopian, and it finished there. But after this happened, I just see how people divided, and how people were how people I thought were family or I respected and that I loved turned against our own people. How can you consider me family but not consider my family back home family? If that makes sense. So yeah, I just feel like that's one of the things that shocked me the most, that some people would come to my house, I would invite them to dinner, I'd go to their house, we'd go to barbecues together, but then once the conflict happened, we couldn't talk, or you felt some type of way to me, I directly did something to you, and then I just feel like they're two-faced. I see their true colors now that this happened, and that will never be forgiven.
100% agree with you. We will not forget. Anyways,
It's also really difficult, because I think for most people, anyone that's based in Ottawa knows that me and Moses started an Ethiopian youth organization, because our whole objective was to connect all of the youth in Ethiopia. This was 3 years ago, because we saw the division that was occurring, and we wanted to create a united community, because we thought, togetherness is what's going to bring, success. That's what's going to bring prosperity. And it's so interesting to see how divided that reality, how divided it became so quickly, and to see all the people that supported our vision of unity quickly switch their story and quickly switch their support. And it's just, that's, I think, one of the most, again, like that's what everybody's been saying, but it's like really, really disappointing to see people I've known for years do that and like talk ill against people of Tigray. And I'm like, you're talking ill against my family. You're talking ill against this person's family. That has really, really been upsetting. But I think on the positive side, because I like to see more positive coming out of this, is how quickly the diaspora got together and like how quickly they were like, we need to do something about this. I'm really, really like proud to say that I'm a Tegaru person because of how quickly the diaspora stepped up. Not saying that we're done, like we still have a lot of work to do, but the Tegaru Diaspora have done a really, really great, remarkable thing. And we need to continue doing that.
Can I add one thing? Yeah. So I think most of us, when we're talking about other Ethiopians being very disappointing, it has mostly been Amara people, right? I'm just putting it out there. But the Oromo community has been very supportive, actually. They're a group who, a long time ago, stopped feeling Ethiopian, don't identify with this Ethiopian culture, and abandoned the idea of unity a long time ago. And they see what's happening very clearly, especially the Oromo people in the diaspora. Their social media campaigns and everything have been really supportive for us. So while there's one very big, loud group that is against us, there is another group who is on our side. So I just want to say that.
That is very true. They have been very, very strong. Actually, a few of them, I think, if I'm not mistaken, joined us in our protest back in November, I think it was. So yeah, they have been quite supportive.
I just wanted to add one more thing that I've been disappointed, and I think everyone can relate to this, is how people have politicized the refugees. It's the most disgusting thing I have seen, or politicized the people, or I've said, this is payback, or what do you expect, and this is something that it's sad, but oh well. And it's like, if you say these kinds of things, like humanity, like I don't know if you have humanity at all. These are people. They don't have anything to do with politics. The only thing they care about is putting food and bread and water on the table, putting clothes on the backs of their kids, and making sure their kids go to school, and making sure that they can live a peaceful life in their surrounding communities. That's all they care about. If any of you guys have been to Tigray, it's very evident of that. And so I've been really, really upset when people have kind of politicized these people, have said, oh, well, a lot of the refugees are actually, TPLF soldiers. I mean, we did hear Avi literally say that, the majority of the refugees were women and children. I mean, not women and children, that were men and there were soldiers, but in reality, they were women and children. So it was ridiculous, that, to hear that. So just the politicizing of just innocent human beings was just really disgusting to me.
Mm-hmm. I think Haben, you also have your hand up.
Yeah, like I also had like one more thing to add. It's just, I feel like people think that it's only like impacting Ethiopia, like the effect of this war is only like on the people, but it's also like impacting everyone else's families. Like, I don't know about you guys, but a lot of my family can't sleep. They're always trying to call back home. They're trying to see what's happening, but like, it's a bigger problem than just what's happening there, because not knowing what's happening to your family is like, it takes a toll on you. And I don't think that people are understanding like what's happening. There's COVID, like people are already like having problems staying home. They're probably depressed. And then just adding that on, it's just so much for some people. And I feel like that's a really big problem.
I completely agree with you. Adam in the chat said that one thing that was really shocking was the fake patriotism that everybody started exhibiting once all the war started, to create basically an anti-campaign movement to silence Tigray, and I completely agree with him on that. I see my little god sister, Bilen. Do you want to unmute yourself.
Hello. Um, what's the most shocking thing about Tigray for me is that how like there are authority figures who are trying to protect Tigray. I think you've heard of them. It's called the TPLF. Yeah. Many have been killed, and some of them have been in hiding. One last one was that there's this guy named Debretsion. He's actually alive. This yesterday or this morning, I don't remember, but he has talked on the radio and we've heard his voice, so he's still alive and things are starting to look up. So it's kind of getting better for Tigray and Ethiopia itself.
Yes, it is, Bilan, and we have to stay optimistic. And I really appreciate you being so brave and talking in front of all of us. So thank you for your input, and please continue to give in your input. I love hearing your voice.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I think, Moses, do you still have your hand up? Do you still want to say something, or?
Oh, no, I didn't want to say anything. No, I'm good.
Okay. All right, Liz, it's still your segment.
Okay, so thank you guys for sharing. I agreed with every single answer. But yeah, just like Yuan said, we just have to continue to fight and be aware, teach others, and yeah. So my second question is, what are some ways you and your family have been able to deal with your mental health to continue to stay strong and keep your faith to support our people back home? So yeah, so like I don't know about you guys, but in my household right now, like there's a lot of emotions and a lot of things are going on. So, and like I'll answer the question first. What we like to do is go on walks, be outside. I try to talk to my mom as much as possible, be like her person that she can rely on, and yeah, whoever can next.
I'll just repeat the question really quickly because it was coming in and out of your question, Liz. So the question that Lydia was asking is, what are some ways that you and your family have been able to deal with your mental health to continue to stay strong and keep your faith to support your family back home, since it is very, very tough on everybody's mental health? She was saying that her and her family take walks to get some fresh air and to kind of keep a clear mind. I also do the same thing with my parents. I go for walks as well, and I tend to read and listen to a lot of Tigrinya music to like kind of keep my mind like a little bit more like positive. So I listen to a lot of Tigrinya music. Lenny, I see your hand raised.
Yeah, I just want to talk. So a lot of things that we do is my mom's favorite place is there's an outdoor church in Vanier, I believe. I'm not sure the exact address. I could give it if anybody would like, but my mom we all like going there because it's outdoor. You're getting some fresh air, and we like to pray there and light up some candles that they offer. You can put in some money, light in some candles, and doing that helps my mom relax. She feels refreshed. My whole family, we feel refreshed after that. We just pray for our family back home. And we like to go outside. We like to take some time to like focus on ourselves, because if you're always just going to panic and think about what's going on, it's really not good. It's caused a lot of anxiety to a lot of people, a lot of stress and depression, because they can't even understand like if their family are dead or alive. So it's really important to go outside and to refresh your mind, I guess. That's what I really like to say.
No, I definitely agree. And I think I know which church you're talking about. So I'm definitely going to be coming to that church as well, because
yeah,
I need some spiritual guidance right now.
Yeah, it's really, really.
If anybody else needs the address for that resides in Ottawa, either myself or Eleni can give you the address, because I believe I know which one you're talking about in Vanier.
Yeah, it's I think quite a bit of people went.
Yeah. Moses, I see your hand up.
Yeah, so what I've been doing to kind of cope with everything that's happening. So in the beginning, I remember the day that the war actually broke out. I was in the middle of writing a paper, like a final paper, and when I found out about the news, it really just like distracted me. Like I was in a different place, in a different world. Just always constantly thinking about my family and all the people that I love back home. But recently, what I've been able to do is kind of just like, go on walks, listen to my favorite kind of music when I go out on walks. And also, too, I've been able to like connect with other, Tegaru Diaspora throughout the world. So whether that be in the States, whether that be even in Canada or the UK, other parts of Europe and Australia, I've been able to connect with them, and kind of we've been able to like have like a safe space where we can talk about our feelings, where we can talk about how we feel without feeling like we're being judged. So I've been able to like share my thoughts and feelings with other Tegaros who feel the exact same sentiment. So that's exactly what I've been doing. But whenever I'm not like having dialogue with them, I'm usually just going out on walks, trying to stay active. And because it's lockdown, I mean I really can't like hang out with my friends all that time. So I mean just FaceTimes or just things that guys like to do, like video games and stuff like that, just to get my mind off of things.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I think I was also writing a paper when the news broke out as well. So it was really, really stressful trying to not separate what was happening, but to not just have my entire thought process be thinking about Tigray 24/7. It was really hard to do that. But yeah, that is definitely a very helpful tip. I think I saw Haben's hand up.
Yeah, so the one thing we do in our family to like keep us distracted, well, not distracted, but not always think about it, is we play Uno. Well, it's a really like I feel like it's the one thing we do, and it's the one thing that keeps my mom and my dad and like all of us like off it, because we don't think about it. So we're just playing Uno. We do that a lot. We watch movies together. We just do family activities. We just like try to show that like even though what's happening there is happening, that we're still united, and that I feel like that helps a lot for some people, just doing family activities.
Oh yeah, most definitely. Eleni, do you still have your hand up? Like, do you want to say something?
No, I thought I
Okay, it's all good. Tim, I see your hand and I see Belen, but I'm just gonna let Belen speak first, if that's okay. Yeah, Belen, you can go ahead.
Like kind of what I do to not really cope, but because for me it still hits hard, but like it still hits hard, but it's kind of less hurtful to me than my mom. But what we both do to like kind of distract ourselves from this whole Tigray thing in a little bit is we bake and we cook, like maybe easy pizza recipes or like just from scratch, or even just baking a cake itself. It really helps us just distract ourselves from Tigray. And once we actually go back, I just tell her not to stress too much over it. And yeah.
I'll be expecting a cake then. Both of our birthdays are coming up. I would like for you to bake me a cake too then.
Okay.
That is a really good way of being able to distract yourself, is through cooking.
Thank you.
I saw somebody say in the chat if anybody was able to reach some of their family. We'll get back to that question just after Timmy finishes her response, because I feel like a lot of people will probably be able to speak on that. Tim, you can go ahead.
Okay. So yeah, like most of you guys said, me and my family, we go on walks. Even now when it's like almost -20, so it's kind of annoying, but yeah, we do a lot of activities like watching movies and stuff like that. I find we look at we try to focus on some good parts of it. Like there's people who actually like help out on YouTube, Like there's people, there's like a page called like what's it called, Wushetina Media or something. Like they personally help people in need, and seeing stuff like that makes you feel like better about the whole situation. Like there's actual people out there helping, and I feel better once, like, if you try your best in like donating and like protesting and everything. I feel better about the situation. But yeah, that's how it stays strong, kind of like you feel like you did your best, so you feel kind of like kind of at peace sometimes with the situation.
Yeah,
So,
no,
yeah.
that definitely makes sense. I found another good way of being able to cope for those that do want to talk about it is getting a good close group of friends and that understand the struggles and talking about it with them. Like yesterday, myself, Timney, Lydia, and Raki just went on a rant for, I think, an hour and a half, just talking about like all of our frustrations and like what we're so upset about. And because it's such a safe space to talk, we felt like we could just express ourselves completely. And that's kind of also what we wanted to create here with this dialogue, is a safe space for all of you guys to be able to freely speak in your opinions, since all of us are going through, if not the same thing, something similar, right? And that's also something that we will continue to promote with the OTT Tegaru Youth page, is a safe space for all Tegaru youth. And yeah, I think I'm going to pass it back to Liz so she can, oh, sorry, I forgot about the question. I'm so sorry. Adam was asking, have you guys all been able to contact your family members that were in Tigray? So if Lid, you wanted to take your segment back. And that's the question that he's wondering.
You want me to answer the question? Or
yeah, you can answer the question, take over the question. I like hijacked your segment.
No, it's okay. You did your thing. You killed it. Okay. Yeah, so thankfully my mom has been able to contact some family, mostly in Mekelle, but yeah, like, you know, it's still tough, you know, like she tries her best to talk when she can, but you know, like everything is listened to, you know, like there's not really much you can say. You have to be really careful with what you're saying when you're talking. But yeah, anyone else can answer? You want 10?
Yeah, I was going to say we haven't received any contact from any of our family in Adigrat. And so like my family's split between Adigrat and Tembian and Ma'ala. And we had one of my cousins go up to Tembian and like see like Eritrean forces in our homes. So that was like really distrauting to hear, to know that like all of my mom's side of the family anyway in Tembian are like now just like smushed into one house because of the Eritrean forces taking their homes away. So I've only been able to hear from one side, unfortunately. I do want to hear from my dad's side of the family, but because they're in the rural part of Adigrat, don't really know how to contact them. So hopefully sometime soon.
I can go if no one else is going. So for me, fortunately, I have been able to contact my family or hear from my family. So like I said in the introduction, or when we were talking about where in Tigray we're from, my father's side is from Ma'ala, so Ma'ala and the surrounding regions. So because there's telecommunication in the city, my uncle lives there and I have a couple of cousins who live there. So I've been able to hear from them. I remember on the first day, I was in the whole house. I was the one that actually called one of my cousins because I'm super close with her. So I was able to call her and just ask her how she was doing and if she was safe and everything. For my mother's side, she's from Adwa, so like directly hearing their voice, I haven't been able to. But through word of mouth, we've been able to get a hold of them. So I had a family member go from Adwa all the way to Ma'ada, call my uncle in Addis, and then my Addis then called my mom here in Canada and pretty much told her that, you know, everyone was fine, everyone was safe, And yeah, it was really good news to hear. Of course, they didn't go into detail about anything else, what they saw, what they know of, but as long as they're safe and they're alive, that's the only thing that matters to me at this point. So yeah, that's what I've heard of from my family thus far.
Thank you for sharing. Tam, I think your hand is up. You want to say something?
Yeah, okay. So yeah, similar to Hiwan, we haven't heard from my dad's side at all, but yeah, hopefully they're okay. But from my mom's side, we've heard of I think we've contacted a couple aunts and their families and my uncle. So, yeah, it's okay for now, I guess. But the men in the family have been like hurt and they're in really serious situations. But overall, I think it's okay from what I heard. But hopefully, I'm glad that they're all still alive so far. But it's still really serious and it's sad.
I can go next.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, so I have some family in Malala, and that's the only place where that, to my knowledge, there is a phone connection. So I've been in touch with my family there. And I don't know if you guys know, but the banks in other parts of Tigray have been shut down too. So for people who want to withdraw money from their own bank account to get food, they're having to travel to Malala, which is really dangerous, to withdraw money. So when I've had relatives from other parts of Ethiopia or other parts of Tigray, mostly from Adwa, going to Malala to withdraw money, I hear from them and I get a little glimpse of what's happening in Adwa and the surrounding areas. But it's hard to get a picture really of what's going on because we can only talk to Malala. So I've been in touch, but it's limited information.
Yeah, for sure. Like, it's crazy, but like personally, just gotta keep praying if you're religious or keep doing. Yeah, this is how I wanted to end it off. If anyone else wants to add anything, you can raise up your hand. Oh, no, you just, okay, never mind. But yeah, I just wanted to end off saying that yeah, so it's really important that you're doing things with your family so that you guys are keeping yourself busy. We all know, it's really sad, it's really stressful what is going on, but you're not like nothing's going to change with you being angry or sad. You have the right to those feelings 100%, but just make sure that you're okay and that you're taking care of yourself and your family. And yeah, so Moses can take over.
Oh, I think Fabian had something to say before you pass it on to Moses.
Hey guys. Sorry, I'm just out. I can't come on camera, but I just wanted to say this is so amazing. Honestly, I'm so proud of you all. I know it's not just Ottawa in here, but I see a lot of familiar Ottawa faces and names. And I'm so glad you guys are doing this for each other and coming together to support each other. So yeah, that's what we have to do. We have to get stronger and really supportive and try and drive the movement to help everybody in Tigray. Everybody's family is clearly affected. So here we're safe. We're able to do things for our people. So just keep on doing what you're doing. This is so amazing that you guys organized this and got other Canadians to come and get involved. And just keep doing everything you're doing. I'm so proud of you guys.
Thanks, Fabian.
Thank you.
All right. Sorry, Moses.
Yeah, no worries. That was a great word of encouragement from Fabian. So this segment, we're going to be talking about advocacy and what you can do to help our region. So as we know, I mean, we're in a full-scale war of Adana. We've seen over the last 80-something days, the atrocities, or we've heard about the atrocities. We've seen over 60,000 refugees, Tegaru refugees fleeing to Sudan. There's 4.5 million people that are in need of just food, the basic things that we here in Canada or the United States have. So my question to you guys is, how have you guys been spreading awareness? So I can begin by saying that I've been very, very vocal on social media. So I've been posting about it, especially on Instagram, on Twitter, on Snapchat. And I've also been getting in contact with people one-on-one, because a lot of people don't necessarily understand from our perspective of what's going on. They only hear of one perspective. And so someone like me who has a little bit of patience to deal with people, I can go and sit down with them one-on-one, or have a FaceTime with them one-on-one, and kind of explain to them. And I've been able to do that successfully. I've been able to not necessarily change, they don't have to change their political stance, but as long as they can see where we're coming from on the humanitarian side of things, right? Everyone is free to choose who they like and dislike, who they elect and who they don't elect. That's the meaning of a democracy, right? And that's the meaning of freedom. But one thing that everyone should be aligned with is the fact that there are people that are suffering, by not the thousands, but the millions of people. So I've been able to do things like that. So I want to pass the floor to you guys. What have you guys done to kind of raise awareness on what's happening in Tigray? So if anyone wants to start, raise your hand. Yeah, you can go, Hiwan.
Yeah, so I've been doing the same thing. I've been definitely using my social media to spread awareness. And I think one of the best ways that I found that to pass it along to not just like the Habasha community, but was getting like Tara folks involved, because unfortunately the way the world works is, Tara people kind of have this ruling of power. So fortunately, I've been able to get some of my classmates to share some of my posts. And I basically, in my classes, bring up Ethiopia all the time. I bring up the Tigray conflict all the time. And I'm so glad that I'm studying a program where I'm able to talk about this kind of stuff. And I'm not joking, every single class that we're talking about either globalization, democracy, or whatever it may be, I'm talking about the Tigray conflict. And people are confused because they haven't heard anything about it because of the lack of media coverage that's occurring internationally, coming from the ground. So we have to continue spreading information, but credible sources, because we don't want to be spreading any kind of propaganda and fitting the narrative that the federal, like the Abiy's government is trying to spread. So I think media, social media is so effective. And I tell everybody, just use your social media page, tell your friends, and just keep sharing stories. And there's really informative Instagram pages like United Tegaru, Omna Tigray, Tegaru Link Up. They're all very informative Instagram pages if people aren't informed. But yeah, that's some of the ways that I've been trying to spread awareness.
No, definitely. I mean, during this time, our voices and our mouths are so powerful, right? If we could, we would be helping our people right now, but unfortunately that's not the case. We are not there. We can't help. So what we can do is amplify their voices. We can be the voice of the voiceless, right? So I think Temnit had something to say. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, just like you guys, I've been trying to use social media. Like there's a lot of good hashtag movements on Twitter that create momentum, and that's really good. I think of what else. I've been signing a lot of petitions, and I'm trying to like share it to people and share it to my friends and everything so that they can share it to other people. Yeah, and we did the protests, so stuff like that. I'm trying to do. So yeah, that's
definitely. I also wanted to mention, guys, today there is a Twitter campaign for the Canadian government. So if you guys tweet at Justin Trudeau or tweet at any of the ministers in the Canadian Parliament, that's what the Twitter campaign is about. So just basically spam them, keep on saying Tigray genocide. Let's get the word out, right? Because Twitter is such a powerful tool, and a lot of people can see that. And so I think we've already gone trending. The Tigray genocide has actually gone trending. So yeah, I think there is. Hold up, some people in the chat. Tashu, I think Tashu wanted to say something.
Yeah, so I've been doing the same as a lot of other people. Obviously, I've been posting it on my different social media accounts, Twitter, Snapchat, and Instagram, especially Instagram. But another way that I've actually been uh, oh, sorry, lost the words. Another way that I've been trying to like spread awareness is also by getting my other East African friends to help me as well. I see that them like they have a lot of love for like the Ethiopian community that I didn't really know about until this whole situation started. Especially my Rwandese friends have been very helpful with this with posting and spreading awareness. So yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely we're strength in numbers, right? The more people we have, the more people we can get our voices across. I think Luam wanted to say something. You can go, Luam.
Um, so a couple weeks ago, I don't really have social media because I'm a kid, so I don't really do stuff like that. But a couple weeks ago, my teacher asked us to do, like, write it down a major events that happened in 2020, and that's happening. And I wrote down that the thing that's happening in Tigray because I feel like since that's the only way I could tell people that what's happening and telling my friends, oh, like really bad things are happening to my people and people are getting hurt and dying every day. And I feel like that's not something I believe in and that's not a good thing to do to people.
No, definitely. That's such a great way of spreading of what is happening. I mean, like I'm in university, so whenever it comes to anything that has to do with any global events within this semester, I will definitely make sure to write a paper about that. And thank you, Luan, for sharing that. That's so brave of you as well. Thank you so much. Did anyone else want to say anything? No? Okay. One thing I also wanted to add before I go to the next topic is the power of TikTok. So TikTok, as you guys all know, is a very powerful app. A lot of you guys have it, and it's a great way of letting a lot of people know what's happening on the ground or happening outside of Ethiopia. So I remember one of my friends, we were talking about it, and she was saying, you've done Twitter, you've done Instagram, you've done Snapchat, why not make TikTok videos about it? Because you can get so many people on it. So that's just like a creative way that you guys can start making, getting the information about. I think there was one girl who did a TikTok video, and I think she got over 100,000 likes. So it can really spread like wildfire if we really put our energy and effort into it. So yeah, my second question that I have for you guys is, what have you guys personally learned about your people in these difficult times? And what ways have you felt proud or disappointed with the diaspora or with people in our community, or should I say the Ethiopian community? So I can go first. I haven't learned much actually, but it's actually, this whole conflict hasn't really taught me anything, but it's strengthened my prior belief. I've always known that us Tegaru people are so strong and so resilient. We can go back to our forefathers and forefathers who have fought and died for us. And so it's really strengthened, just the narrative and the belief that I have that our people are so resilient and so strong. And we can be alone, we can have allies, it doesn't matter, but we will still be heard. That's the number one thing. I think I mentioned this before, but during these times I felt so alone, and I know a lot of the Tegaru diaspora have felt so alone in this. We haven't got a lot of help from the Ethiopian community, more so other communities, other East African communities, or other African communities throughout the world. And so I haven't been scared to have any kind of support. I've just been like, you know what? We've been able to do this all on our own. We've been able to spread awareness all on our own. And this is just the Tegaru way. We're resilient, we're strong, no matter what. So the next person I am going to give the mic to is Lydia.
So you kind of pretty much got it bang on, but yeah, I just want to add on and say that, like I learned that our people are fighters, like we're not weak. We're very smart. We have we're very resilient. We're brave, and like not only our military and our soldiers, but even our youth, the diasporas. We're very, very strong. We won't give up. We'll continue to speak. We will continue. We will be heard. And yeah, like I'm very, very proud that, you know, it's crazy. We're surrounded by Eritrean and Ethiopian. We're still alive. We're still, you know what I mean? Like everyone is still fighting and, you know, trying to do better. So yeah, I'm really proud of everyone.
Definitely, yeah. You know, we've always been resilient people. It doesn't matter if it's 50 versus 1 or 1-on-1. We all know as Tagaru, we have been raised to know that our people have always been resilient and that we can beat the odds always. You know, I've never been fearful of anyone taking over us or having us kneel. You know, we may lose the battle, but we will never lose the war, right? So people may do things to us and hurt us, but we will never ever, exactly, we will never lose the war on anything. It doesn't matter, not just in a literal sense, but in a you know, in other terms as well. I think Hewan also had her hand raised as well.
Yeah, I wanted to say that, like, the same thing about how resilient the Tegaru community, like, worldwide has been, especially the people in Tigray, how resilient they have been. And that, like, saying, I'm probably going to mispronounce it, so do not hate on my pronunciation. Ajohom, I keep hearing that, and I don't know what it is, but it just kind of gives me this, like, peace. And I think it's because maybe it's like my mom used to say it and my dad used to say it, but like ajohom, like that's all I've been hearing. And it's like, I don't know the direct translation for it, but it really just means like, you know, don't worry. Like, I feel like it means don't worry, we got this, you know, like, and that's just the feeling that I've been having with this entire conflict. And just knowing that if we still stay connected, if we still stay united and still keep spreading awareness, that we got this in the bag. Like, we just have to stay strong, and we cannot fail and, you know, fall to any kind of negativity, and just continue like spreading awareness about what's happening in Tigray. One thing about allies, though, that Giona mentioned earlier is the Oromo community. And I was mentioning this yesterday with Lydia and Timney about seeing TikToks about the Oromo community supporting the conflict in Tigray. And it was really, really refreshing to see, because like Giona said, there has been a huge population of Amhara people that have blatantly and vocally stated how against they are not against, how in support they are of this conflict, and how they're in support of Abiy Ahmed. And that to me is so disappointing, to know that there are people that I would have considered my brothers and sisters that are wishing ill against my people. So that has been one of the most devastating things that I've heard in this entire conflict. But I'm glad to see other tribes and other people in Ethiopia supporting the Tegaru people. So I do hope that continues, and for the Tegaru people to also support those tribes as well, to support the Oromo people's fight for what they're trying to fight for. I can't specifically speak on it because I don't completely know all about it. So if Fiona, I know you raised your hand, so if you want to speak on that, I completely do that. But we also need to be in support of the Oromo people too, and their fight as well. That's just the way the road's going to go. If we're continuously supporting each other, both of us will succeed in our goals. So yeah, that's all I got to say about that.
Definitely, that was a great word of advice for everyone, honestly. The next two people I'll have Haben, and then after Haben, I'll have Timnit.
Am I first?
Yeah, you're first.
Okay.
You're first. Yeah.
So like you've mentioned, like I mentioned earlier also, it's just once this happened and I realized how like Tigrayans were like united, it just showed how we're never gonna give up. Like, even after what happened, there is COVID, during a pandemic, like everything that's happening right now is just, plus a war, is just incredible how people are dealing right now and how we're still thriving. Because even like you said, even if it had been 50-1, like not giving up is like the most important thing. I feel like once people give up, it's like all hope is gone. And I feel like our people will never do that. And that's what's keeping us, like keeping everyone strong. Because if we heard that they gave up, it would be so devastating. But I know our people will never do that. So I just feel like they're very brave for what they're doing. And I'm really proud of our people. Like I wouldn't want it any other way. Even though this is happening, like you can still see how people are seeing the positive, like in the situation. And I feel like that's the most beautiful thing that our people could do.
No, definitely. Like you said, just not giving up. I've never met a Tegaru person, a Tegrawai or Tegrawati who has ever given up on anything. We have a reputation of being very hard-headed people. As I know some of you guys personally are very hard-headed people, but you know what? It's a good thing. We strive to be the best, and we strive to always elevate ourselves, right? So when you look back home, even our mothers and fathers, the old people, our grandmothers and grandfathers, they don't stop working. They don't stop doing what they do. They don't just sit down and wait for someone to do something for them. They keep on going and going and going and going. And so as the youth here in the diaspora, we need to exhibit the same things that they have back home, and we need to do the exact same thing over here, right? Whether that be in school, whether that be in sports, whether that be in this situation, advocacy and raising awareness for our people. That's like the most important thing that we should do as of right now. So I'll pass the mic over to Temnit. You can go.
Okay, yeah, like you guys were saying, yeah, I'm really proud of Tigray. They're really strong. They kind of surprised me that they would be this strong though. Like it's wow, like they snapped, like to be honest. But for allies, I've seen a lot of people, like a lot of starasep, like white people that I didn't think like would actually be this strong, like advocating for this conflict. And they bring in a lot. They've done a lot more than some people like than me. Like they've done like a lot of things. Like they spread so much awareness. I've seen like videos of protests in Europe and stuff, and they are so strong. Like the communities there are so strong, and I wish like our community here was that strong. They went full out, and I'm really proud of all of those people who have helped spread awareness in this difficult time.
Definitely. Yeah. Just to kind of, finish up on this question, we should never, ever, feel intimidated by anybody. We should always raise awareness for our people, right? Even though we live here in Canada and we've had a relatively easy life compared to those back home, we still need to exhibit the things that these people have, and we still need to raise awareness. These are our people at the end of the day. These are our family members. These are our loved ones. And for some of us, who knows, that might be where we relocate in 10, 15, 20, 30 years, right? So when you go back and they ask, what have you done for our people, we need to answer that. We need to make sure that we're not going back home. We don't just claim where we're from just for aesthetics and just to be from there, right? We need to also play a part in helping our people. That's like one of the most important things. And my last question is, with the skills that we have over here and the things that we've been able to learn and teach others here in the diaspora, what will you take from over there or from here and be able to apply it back home when this is all over? Whether it's in the business stream, whether it's in the health sector, whether it's in the engineering stream, what will you bring to the table when all this is said and done for our people back home? And what has this conflict kind of taught you about contributing to your people, just in general? So I can definitely start. So I remember mentioning that I'm a fourth year student at Carleton studying global and international studies. My specialization is global development. So a lot of things in global development, you can work in a nonprofit organization, you can work in a business, you can work at an NGO, you can work at the UN or any of these hierarch levels of government. So what I would use is I would use like the skills that I know over here that I've learned in school and be able to apply it to other students over there about, you know, just simple things like diplomacy or economics or you know, just political theories, just be able to use that and apply it to our people back home. But also things that I've learned not in school, you know, just like mental health. I think everyone can bring awareness to mental health, or even just being able to teach kids English or French, right? As some of us are very, very well versed in both languages. So being able to go back and just kind of teaching the kids English, because English is, of course, it's the world's language, right? And you can go far with speaking English anywhere. So those are the things that I would personally bring. And a dream or a goal that I have of mine that I haven't necessarily shared with a lot of people was growing up, I wasn't able, you know, to play sports. It was really expensive to play sports over here. So I would love, you know, and when I went back home, I saw so many kids, not necessarily, you know, in the lifestyle or the, you know, the poverty that I lived, or they had more poverty than I did, but just that they love playing sports. They love playing soccer, basketball, whatever it was, but they just wasn't able to take their talents and take it anywhere. So I would love to one day, you know, host like a basketball clinic or a soccer clinic where kids of all ages and backgrounds can come and just be able to exhibit their skills, because of course education is the key to everything. But you know, a lot of people do excel in the entertainment business, in the sports business, right? So we can really cater to those kids back home, who do want to be part of the entertainment business, or who do want to be part of the sports business. So that's just some of the things that I would do. And whoever else wants to speak, they can speak. Let me see if there's any hands raised. Just raise your hands. Okay, Hyun, if you want to go first. I don't know if you still have your hand raised.
Yeah. Just before I say anything, I just wanted to say what Adam posted in the chat. He was saying that education is an important resource that many people in Tigray do not have access to. We need to focus on reforming and improving our school systems so that the new generation can unlock new opportunities inside Tigray and around the world. And I completely agree. Education is a huge thing that we're very fortunate to have here in Canada or wherever you're located. And I know that many of us, myself included, take that for granted. And that is something that I think many of us need to stay educated about, is like how to bring, if that makes any more sense, bring education to the region of Tigray. Some lessons that I hope to better, I guess, Tigray for the future is same as Moses. I'm in the same program as Moses. My specialization is a little bit different. I focus more on the global law and social justice aspect. So something that I want to bring in the future is to either become a politician or to work in policy management to ensure that in the future that there isn't, you know, countries that are violating humanitarian laws like that. Because although there are international organizations that are supposed to ensure that these laws and these human rights aren't being violated, they're not doing anything about it. So that is something that I aspire to do, is to bring what I'm dealing with right now into the future and like focus my energy towards humanitarian affairs and focus towards international law. I think Moses is still muted. So
Oh
thanks,
yeah.
Fiona.
Yeah, no, sorry, because you were just kind of glitching back and forth, so I didn't know if you were done talking or not. But no, thank you for that, Hyun. I think who else wanted to speak? Just raise your hand if you.
I can go.
Oh, okay, yeah, Gianna, yeah, if you wanted to go, yeah, you can go.
Okay,
Sure.
yeah. So yeah, like you guys were saying, we can use our education as a way to contribute to Tigray and Ethiopia in general. Like I've always wanted to work in because I want to be a nurse, so I've always wanted to work in Ethiopia, or Tigray specifically, and maybe work in a clinic or a hospital or something. And they really do need that, especially in this conflict right now. They need more health professionals. They need more clinics, and yeah, I'm really excited to lead that path and do that in the future, so that I can help and contribute to Tigray and Ethiopia in general. So yeah.
Yeah, sounds good. And I think Giona wanted to go next.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think a lot of us have visited Tigray before, but for those of you who haven't, and those of you who visited when you were really young, maybe you haven't had this experience, but when you go when you're older, you'll notice the gaps, the things that we have here that they don't have over there at all, much more clearly if you go at a little bit of an older age. I'm older than all of you on this call. So I just want to say, when this is all over and we can actually go back, go with this in mind of looking for the gaps that you could potentially fill in a business capacity or in some other capacity, because there are opportunities everywhere, just in basic sanitary things that people don't have over there, everything from the basics to, the entertainment things, the luxury things that you have. You can do everything on a smaller scale with the resources that are available in the area. So I just encourage you to think about that, and the next time you go, to actively look for those opportunities to create something new that is needed there. Because the list is long, and every time I go back, I add 50 things that one day I'm going to do when I have a lot of money or something. So the ideas are endless. You just need to go there with that open mind.
Thank you for that. Sorry, I'm just my camera's kind of messed up right now, so I have to kind of turn off my camera and come back on. But no, definitely that was really, really great to hear that. I don't know if anyone else has.
Yeah, I think there's Haben, and there's NA.
Yeah, NA, yeah.
And Helen as well.
Helen, do you want to go first? Okay. So the one thing that really shocked me, so I went not last year, I mean in 2019. So basically the last summer we could have gone into the country. And the one thing that really, really shocked me that I didn't realize, because I went also 7 years previous to that. So I didn't really realize, because I was a kid and it was just a trip to me. But one thing that really shocked me is that I was in Mekelle for almost 6 weeks, and there was at least in 1 week, 3 out of the days, there's no electricity. All the time, it was on and off, or there's no water for 3 or 4 days. And we can't drink tap water, so we always had to buy water bottles. So we'd go through 4 or 5 packs of water bottles a day, just to wash our hands, to wash anything that anything you need water for. And the one thing that really shocked me the most is that the toilets, if you didn't know that there wasn't any water and you use the toilet, it stinks the whole house for the rest of the day. And that's one thing that I didn't think would be a problem, because I didn't think that you'd go there and there'd be no water. And I feel if we fixed that, it would help a lot. Fix the water problem and then fix the electricity problem. It already eliminate a lot of problems for them, because I feel we neglect how much we use light and water. We use it every single day. You go to the bathroom, you flush the toilet, you don't realize you're using water, but you are. And I feel those little things we realize we have and they don't have, it's just a really big thing that's missing over there.
No, definitely, yeah. That's something that I've also experienced as well. Just the lack of sanitation, not just when it comes to just going to the bathroom, but I think also to for things that women use, women's sanitation. I think we could really, really do a great job over here of getting supplies for women who need those things, but also to kind of educating women within our respective communities back home, whether you're from Ottawa, Aksum, Shure, doesn't matter. of just like, you know, telling them that this is okay, that this is a natural thing, right? But when it comes to sanitation, just going to the bathroom, I definitely agree. I mean, I have so many stories of, you know, just going to the bathroom and feeling uncomfortable and all that kind of stuff. So no, I definitely agree with that. I don't know who else was trying to go. I think NA wanted to go. NA, if you wanted to go and speak.
Yep. Hi, everyone. So first I'll say that this has been like so great. I know the question is like, how do we plan on using lessons from the current conflict? And I think like the first thing is building community, because like the really awkward thing about being in Canada is you can see your people and know your people, but if there isn't like a structure for community, sometimes it's hard to like connect or reach out to your people. So I think we're already on the right step. I think another thing I've been thinking about is like, I feel like we're in a really vulnerable position. Because there are a lot of Western, like basically every other continent on the world exploits Africa right now. And that's used to feed Africa. And when we're thinking about our independence, it's like, that's not just going to be something given, that's going to be something resisted. So I think a large part of the war making us additionally vulnerable is like, we're online. Yes, there are like white people as individuals we know helping us, but there are many countries and governments who have been a part of feeding the divide and conquer, who have provided arms for the divide and conquer. And then we're like giving really intimate, personal, long-standing family dispute details. We're basically like giving up our personal power for the short term, but we're not preparing for the long-term impacts, because any information given has already been used to create the situation. So I think that like sometimes it's like, I feel like our confidence has to be different from our pride. Like we can't like, you know, separate too much from our people. Like we have to like find a way to like lower the tension. That makes me really, really nervous sometimes when I see people like, you know, I'll see leaders and I'll be so proud, and then it'll seem like confidence, but then it's pride. And I'm like, oh my God, you know, because it's like not just what you do, it's the way that you do it. And so it needs to be in the context of like other people want us to divide. How do we like still stand up for ourselves and also protect ourselves? Because like we're not God and the world has love and evil. So I just want us to keep that perspective. Part of how I've been thinking about this is I think, you know, my field, like I used whatever I studied in school and I joined entrepreneurship, because I think, you know, there are so many people I knew who were doing small businesses. And at first I was content with that. And I don't want to discourage anyone. But I think that, you know, just this incident really made me think about how can I partner up with other people in my community, whether it's in tech or computer science, and people in other skills, and just focus on using whatever talents, whatever skills you have as a nurse or whatever, you know, use your extra money for investments and then contribute to back home, or use your, you know, time to go into entrepreneurship. But like, think about like ways that like economic sovereignty is going to give you the sovereignty and freedom you need from oppression to like, you know, be mentally okay. So, you know, that's the main thing I think I'd want to encourage. Like there's so many areas of like sustainability and development we talk about here, but like if we can't sustainably meet our needs for, you know, industrialization or for just like power, then I think like we're not going to be able to like have our freedom long term, even if we get it short term. And so whatever you're studying, think of ways to use it, you know, actively within the world as well, in addition to protest. But yeah, great start, and super happy to be here.
No, thank you for that. That was everything you said. I 100% agree with. You know, confidence and pride are two different things, and we really have to be careful of how, you know, we put the two together, right? I think Giona wanted to say something, and then Helen. If you want to go, Giona.
Sorry, no, I didn't know I had my hand up.
Oh, okay. Sorry about that. Helen, did you want to say something?
Yeah, so I'm currently a student at Carleton and I'm studying sociology and neuroscience. So I was hoping that when and if this conflict ends, I can use what I've learned to help women deal with their mental health and post-traumatic stress disorder from everything that's happening, because I don't think mental health is something that has a lot of attention in Africa in general. So I would like to go back home and teach and give them the proper care, proper medication, everything that helps them cope at least a bit with what happened in this conflict, because it's very scarring emotionally, mentally. And it's just something that a lot of people have lost their lives to because they don't know how to cope with it. So I would really like to do that with what I've learned. So
No, that's honestly, that's something so important because, you know, mental health is a taboo in our culture. We don't talk about it, right? Whenever someone is going through something, getting therapy or getting help is like, it's a sign of weakness, but it really isn't. That's actually a sign of strength. And especially during these times, like this is going to be traumatizing. So, you know, we do need people on the ground, and we do need our youth to go back and kind of help our people. I feel like in other generations and other conflicts, we haven't had people, helping those who are, going through trauma or going through, a major loss, and that could really screw someone's life up, right? We've seen it all around. I know friends and I know people personally to me where things have happened to them and they have never been the same because they have never got the proper, help or treatment about that. So no, that's definitely right. Before I go to Hyewon, I wanted to read the chat. Adam says, from a business perspective, there are many grants and loans that are available for developing countries that can be acquired by simply advocating and clearly planning out what you want to accomplish. But in order to do that, you guys need to educate yourself. That is very, very true. There are many resources that we can use here in the West, and we can go and help our people. But as long as we are educated, then we can use it. But like he said, we need to be educated in order to know how to get those funds, how to get those grants and loans from to our people back home. Another person in the chat, hold up. Getacho said on education, yes, the future of Tigray is brain power. Yes, education is the most powerful tool where Tigray can and needs to excel. I see a lot of potential for contribution. Out of necessity, I have recently started an online mini media on YouTube called UMD. UMD in bracket means understanding, measuring, and doing. I would be happy to use the platform, explore on your thoughts on the current and future of our people on the media. Anyone interested, please feel free to contact me. So at the end, Getacho you'll be able to then, promote this YouTube channel of yours. I think it's a great idea, and I think a lot of people would actually be interested. I would definitely be interested, and I would definitely be a part of that and watch it as well. Hyewon had her hand raised. You want to say something?
I completely lost my train of thought, to be honest, while I was reading his chat. But I completely agree with what everybody was saying, and it is very important to use the resources that are available to us and locate other resources, as well as use the education that we do have to be able to promote and be able to help others. There was one point that I really wanted to share, but I completely forgot it now. If it comes back, I will definitely share it. But yeah, definitely with what Dr. SFL was saying, I would gladly be down to do some more networking with all of us, because I think as a community, we should be connected. So that is a great point that we'll definitely bring up at the end of the chat.
Yeah, definitely. That's a great point to make. Yeah, the more people that the more the people are connected, we can really help our people. We need to be reliant on ourselves. Sometimes it's hard to rely on others. It's hard to ask people for help. But if we, the diaspora, can be the people that really do help back home and can give the necessary tools, education, and a platform for our people to thrive back home, we can make it out of this, right? I want to see if there's anyone else in the chat that wants to say anything. If not, I will wrap this up. No, not anyone. So yeah, thank you guys. At the end of the day, we need to advocate for our people in whatever way we can. So whether that's in social media, on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, whether that's on TikTok, like I said, or whether that's word of mouth, we really, really need to get the word out. Abiy has declared the war. It's funny how he declared the war the same week of the presidential election, right? And that's a tool. That's a tool a lot of leaders use. They'll create a drama, or there'll be conflicts despite of like an American election or the Canadian election or like a world power. Something's happening to one of the world's powers, and so we can't let this slide. We can't let this under the rug, and we can't let this just be unheard of. Any way you can, we need to advocate for our people. And anything that we've learned here in the West, we definitely have a due diligence to help our people back home in whatever way it is, right? Whether it's in education, whether it's in entertainment, whether it's in sports or whatever. It's like the most important thing. It's just giving back to our people. That's the one thing that they'll always remember from us. So I'll pass it on to Timnit.
Okay, hi guys. So just a quick refresher. My name is Timnit. I'm a member of the Ottawa Tegaru Youth. So this segment's going to be a little bit more positive, lighthearted, because Tigray is in such a grave situation. It seems some days we find ourselves going down a rabbit hole of bad news after bad news, and it's really hard to crawl out of that sometimes. So in light of that, I want to end this discussion with some lighthearted questions. So just discussing some of our favorite things about Tigray. So the first question we'll be talking about is, what makes you proud to be Tegaru? So if you guys want to talk about that, I think Huan has her hand up. So if Huan, you want to...
I left my hand up from the last one.
Okay.
But yeah, honestly, I have become so much more, I don't even know how to say, like my whole identity now, I feel like is just like Tegaru. Like I want it stamped on my forehead. It's just, I have never felt so much more love for my people than during this time, which is so interesting to see how like such a negative thing can bring people closer, but it's because we're all struggling together, and that is what's bringing us together, and we're trying to find that connect, like that inclusion, I guess. So that's what makes me the most proud to be Tegaru. Also, I don't know if this makes any sense, but like our music, bro, I don't know what it is, but there's something about Tigrinya music. I've been listening to Ember Tegara Lai every single day. I am not joking. Every single day before I go to work, on my way to work, I am listening to that song, and it just puts me in such an amazing mood. And I don't know what it is. I'm just like extremely, extremely proud to call myself a Tigrawit. And yeah.
Yeah, me too. The same thing. I like everything, the food culture, the music, the dance. Like we have so many different tribes, and I love how, at least before we were in unity, and we like respected each other, at least to some certain type of degree. But yeah, I really like our diversity in the country. So if anyone else wants to go, okay, Moses, I see your hand up.
Sorry, can I just get like a quick refresher of what the question is? Sorry, I was like completely zoned out. Yeah.
Okay, no problem. So it's what makes you proud to be Tegaru?
What makes me proud to be Tegaru? There's so many things that make me proud to be Tegaru, but I think the one thing that really, really stands out for me is the sense of unity within the people, how strong we are as a people, how connected we are as a people, and how much we're willing to go the extra step for one another. Me being 21 and living my whole life in Ottawa, Canada, being part of the Tegaru community here, I have seen us be so strong in so many different ways. Whether that comes from, when I was younger, you doing, picnics at the beach, or going to Britannia Beach, or Moncast, you guys know, remember, to the Lakatit parties, to Ashenda, to, Abai, like raising money for Abai or Ethiopian New Year. We've always been so strong, and we've been so connected with each other. We've done so much for each other. And even if you go back home, it's like, even there, like the sense of community over there is super strong. I have never seen it in other places. Even I've traveled all around Ethiopia. And although I didn't get to necessarily indulge myself with the people as much as I wanted to, But from what I've seen from my viewpoint, it's like we're so strong, we're so connected with each other, and nothing will ever break us. Nothing. So, and that also comes with resiliency as well. So that's like one of my favorite things, probably. And then also too, the history. We have a very proud history as well. So yeah, I think that's one of my favorite things about Tigray.
Yeah, exactly. Me too. I'm really proud of our history and our culture. So I think Giona wants to talk now.
Yeah. Okay, so I don't want to be nitpicky about this, but
Okay.
to help with the Tigrinya for people who need it, okay? We are Tegaru as a plural. I am not Tegaru. I am one person. I am Tigraweti, one girl. Right?
Tigraweti? Oh,
Tigraweti. And for a guy, it would be Tigrawai. Okay. So why am I proud to be Tigraweti, one single person? I think our leadership, especially at this time, have been very resilient and have shown a lot of principles, have been like principled and led by morals, you know? Even in dealing with enemies at this point, soldiers that they've captured or soldiers that have surrendered, they treated them with so much dignity and respect, honestly, much more than they deserve in this moment. And just the attitude of resilience and perseverance in our people, I'm really proud of. So I am a proud Tigraweti for our people.
Yeah, I'm a proud Tigraweti too. That's very true though. That's right. Thank you for speaking. I think Haben wants to say something.
Yeah, so one thing that I'm really proud of, is that the sense of what is yours is mine, and what's mine is yours. Like, we share everything. And I feel like that is like the most beautiful thing about like our culture. We eat in one plate, like we do everything together. And I feel like that is just great, because with that sense of unity, like it continues on. Like here, I can go to my cousin's house and I could feel at home. And then I could go back home and also feel at home. So I just love the sense of wherever you go or wherever you find your people, you feel at home. And I love the sense of always feeling like I'm accepted where I am. And that's a really good thing. I love better people.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a really unique point with Tigray. We have a really strong community. Strong. Oh, I think, does Luam want to go? Is Luam on the chat?
One of my favorite things about being Tegaru is the people and how they're so kind to me. And I love my community. I love everyone in it. And I like everyone. And the food is also really good. So yeah.
Yeah, the food is really good though. It's Thank you for speaking, Luam. Okay. So yeah, if no one has something to add, I can move on to our next question. So our next question is, what's your favorite city and why? So your favorite city in Tigray.
Adlen she wanted to respond before you moved on.
Oh, really?
Yeah, her hand just like popped up really quickly just before you moved.
Oh, okay, I didn't see you. Sorry, Billian. Oh, hey, Billian, you can go.
Probably one of my favorite things of Tigray. I haven't actually went to Tigray, but I've heard a lot of stories about it since my mom and dad are both born from Tigray. Probably it's because, as Havin said, it's like what's mine is what's yours. Since my mom has, actually my cousin went to Tigray or Ethiopia one time. So she went, and after when she was a baby, 2 years old, and after she was there, and she took food from their neighbors, and their neighbors did not mind at all. They're like, yeah, take. And then when she came home, she had chicken in her hand, and then my aunt said, "Oh, well, how did you get that chicken?" And then she was like, "Oh, this one, our neighbor." And I was like, "Oh, okay." And after my aunt told me that story, and it was so funny. So yeah, that's probably what one of the things is. Your neighbors are so nice to you. Everybody's like just so nice.
That's a good point. That's really true. It's like they're like a whole family. The whole village is just like one big family. It's really nice. It's kind of surprising here because here we're all individualistic and it's very different. So yeah, so if no one has anything to add, so now we can talk about our favorite city and why in Tigray. So your favorite city. Anyone wants to go? Huan, see your hand up.
This is actually really funny because me and my parents go back and forth about my favorite city. Like they argue between the two of between themselves about what my favorite city is. So like my dad is from Atika and my mom is from Tembian. And I haven't been able to visit Tembian because every time I go to Tigray, unfortunately, I get sick. I'm like really, I have a sensitive stomach. So like I can't spend that long. But hands down, my favorite city, biasly, is Adigrat. And I mentioned this earlier, like it's just such a calm city. And even though it has a downtown core, but like it's so up north and like even just the air, because it's so high up, is so different. And like everybody is like very, very, very kind with you. And all the food is so fresh and just so delicious. And honestly, my favorite thing is like eating the tehlo from there. I used to hate it when I was younger, and I think it's because I used to mix it with ketchup.
Oh my god, no.
I don't know why I did that.
Who taught you that? Please.
What happened was because I wasn't a huge fan of meat when I was younger. I was really scared of meat. So my aunt would make it with, I think it was sugo. So just like there was no meat in it, but there wasn't enough taste. So I used to pour ketchup into it. I really, really messed it up.
Oh my
I'm sorry. Did you bring ketchup to Adigas for this purpose?
Yeah.
Is that what you did?
When we went to, because my brother is exceptionally picky, so we brought a lot of like food with us when we went to Ethiopia. So we brought ketchup, we brought noodles, we brought cereal, we brought so much things because my brother's really picky. So he brought ketchup, and I put ketchup in my tehlo, and it was disgusting. But now I eat it normally, and it's amazing. I tell everybody, you need to have tehlo, you need to have beles. But yeah, Atika is hands down my favorite city, to be honest.
Wow, the tehlo and ketchup. Wow, I'm very shook.
I have never heard of tehlo and ketchup ever in my life.
I would never even think to do that. That's
never heard of it and never will try it. I will never try it.
I've never heard Ethiopian food with ketchup. Like,
yeah.
Adam's supporting me in the chat. He says, y'all don't put ketchup on your tehlo.
No, don't normalize that, okay?
No, we're not. We are not normalizing that. No, thank you. No,
I like support though. Thank you, Adam.
They're saying you're creative, innovative pairing.
Yeah,
what?
he said
Are you
innovative
guys gassing
pairing.
her up right now?
No.
She's gonna
There's
end up
no
posting
way.
a whole tutorial or something.
Next thing you know, people are gonna start putting mayo, antahalo, mustard. They're gonna start putting everything.
Ew, I'm gonna gag. No. Oh my god, no. Ugh.
Okay, I can go. Yeah, I can go. So, my mom's from Adwa. My dad is from Ala. Well, they're from the Hagara subs are in that area, but my parents just say that they're from there. So unfortunately, because every single time I've been to Ethiopia 3 times. I went when I was 3, I went when I was 12, and I went when I was like 15, 16. And so every time I went, unfortunately, my dad hasn't come with us. So I've been able to like experience, like, spend more time with my mom's side of the family in Adwa, in the Haganasab area, than my father's side. I still do see my father's side like when I go to Ethiopia, but not as much, or to Tigray, but not as much. So I have a little bit of bias here. I'm gonna go with Adwa. That's my favorite. A lot of Tegaru people that I know within not only our community but the diaspora are from Adwa. Adwa is very populated, not just the town itself, but the surrounding areas. are very, very populated. It's a highly dense place that a lot of people live. So Ottawa is definitely my favorite. It's not a big city. It's not as big as like Adigrat or Ma'ala, but um, being from like the city, like being from Ottawa, like you get that big city vibe, or like that North American big city vibe. So then after that, whenever you go to Ottawa, it's more just nice, peaceful, relaxed. Not too much, craziness happening, traffic. So it's just really nice and peaceful. That's my favorite. But if I were to say my second favorite, okay, I'm gonna have a little bit of bias and say Ma'ala. Okay.
Yeah, period.
Yeah, of course, because my dad is from there. But yeah, I'd say Ma'ala. Honestly, like I spent a lot of time when I went to Ethiopia in 2015 in Addis, like a lot of time. And so like being in Addis and like just the craziness of the city, like the traffic, the pollution, everything like that. It's like whenever you go to Ma'ala, to me, in my eyes, I feel like Ma'ala is like a smaller, more cleaner, safer Addis Ababa. That's what I look at, because it's still a very urban city. A lot of the places in Ma'ala are very urbanized, but it's like less crowded, less polluted, and it's fresh air instead of Addis, right? So that's my favorite. But I also want to add it. Yeah, he won ketchup on tahalo. Oh wait, no.
Yeah, I'm never living that down. Well,
I just want to quickly say, because I know you're going to ask this question later, Moses has a very interesting pairing that he does with his food. I'm not going to say it right now because we're going to talk about it later, but you guys will be able to see how weird he is too. Okay, so
is it worse than ketchup on?
It's not. It's really not.
100% worse than what mine is. So I'm just gonna keep my mouth shut.
Okay, wait. Does the food start with a K?
Yes, sir.
It's not weird. It's definitely not weird.
Nope,
but anyways,
we're not talking about it. We're gonna continue this convo and we'll go.
Okay, yeah, no problem. Okay.
Oh my God, I'm so disappointed, bro. Oh my God. Okay, so Lenny, did you want to go?
Yeah, I just want to say I like all the cities practically the same, but there's different parts that I enjoy more. Like Adigrat, like I agree with what Hewan said. It's like the air is really different there. Like you can even feel it, and it's like up in the mountains, and it's like when I was going from Megara to Adigrat, I took a bus once, and I took those little half bus, half taxi. Then they get to like stop, and then they literally like they buy you beres or they buy you oro. The people there are so generous, and they'll give it to you for free.
Wow.
And you get to like go like when it's like a really nice view, they would stop for you, and you like go see in the mountain. It's just really, really beautiful there, all the mountains, and you get to see like a lot, and it's like rich in culture. I just love seeing everything that was in Adigrat. It was just a great experience, and I loved it there.
I've never been to Adigrat or Ottawa or anything. I think I've only been to Megala, which is so sad.
It's from Adigrat.
So I'm like Megala biased, but
I'm pretty sure you visited Wokoro, if I'm not mistaken. When we went in 2010, I'm pretty sure you visited Wokoro when we were there.
But is that a city? I thought that was like a village, like type of inner.
They consider it a city. It's like a smaller one, but it's definitely still a city.
Oh, okay, yeah. Then I visited. Yeah, okay, I visited that, but that's not like Ottawa. Like that's not like an actual lit place. Like,
yeah.
Hopefully, I can visit those places.
I mean, Ottawa is small. We're calling it a city because it's a city for Tigray, but Ottawa, you cannot call it lit. Like, that's the wrong way to describe it.
Okay, but can I say something though? Hold up. Yeah. Ottawa, okay, this is the one thing. In all of Tigray, Ottawa has the best suwa. That's all I'm gonna say. If you guys ever drank suwa, Ottawa has the best suwa. That's all I'm gonna say.
I never drank suwa in there because I wasn't legal, but it sounds lit.
No, I mean, listen, like when my family had suwa, they'd be like, "Hey, Musa, yeah, nah." Like, set it. I was like, okay, fine, I'll taste it. Yo, this stuff's pretty good. This stuff is dang.
So does that mean you tried it in other cities? Like you compared it? Or?
Yeah, I did. Yeah. I had it. Obviously, when I went to Ottawa, I tried it. When I was in Addis, I tried it. It wasn't good. It was not good. I had it when I was, I think I went to Ma'ala. I tried it there. So yeah, no, Ottawa has the best suwa. That's what I gotta say.
I think we might have to get you an AA meeting from all the testings that you've been doing.
I'm looking forward to that Sua then, bro. When I go to Ottawa, I'm gonna.
Yeah. Listen, when you come to Ottawa, listen, my family will make you some nice sua.
Okay, I'm looking forward to that, bro. Oh my god.
All right.
Oh, I'm looking at the chat. Everyone's saying Oxum. Oxum is a really elite place. Beautiful. I've never been to Oxum, but I keep hearing a lot of things. There's a lot of historical buildings there. I'm pretty sure, right? The Oxum.
Yeah, I've been to Aksum. Aksum's so beautiful, historical, so many different churches and historical monuments, and it's very. I have so many pictures there, so beautiful and like it's so green. Yeah, I love that place. But I'm biased still. Makale and Adwa. Oh, Adwa is so nice. Anyways, but yeah,
Oh.
where my mom's from.
Oh, that's why. Because both my parents are from Makala, so I'm just staying in Makala, to be honest. So really...
Your dad's from Wokoro.
Huh? I thought my wait. How do you know that? What?
Because I visited your family when I was going through the city.
Really?
Oh
I
my!
didn't take that.
It's okay. We'll do a family call later.
Oh wow. I'm lost. My Ethiopia time, I forgot half of it, bro. Oh my god. Does anyone else have anything to say about their favorite cities?
I think Fabian said something in the chat. If you want to go look at that.
The chat. She said, "Wait until Harvey gets home. She'll rep for Aksum." Oh my god. If she doesn't come soon, we'll let her have a rant at the end, and she'll just go off about Aksum. But we'll move on to the next question, guys. So it's this one's more about music culture in Tigray. So what are some of your favorite Tigrinya singers, Tigrinya songs? Anything you've been listening to, like anything in your playlist? I know Hiwan, like if no one's gonna go. Yeah, exactly. Hiwan is ready.
Yeah. I am ready. When I tell you guys, I have maybe 2 or 3 playlists just like lined up with Tigrinya music. But no, honestly, I think hands down, one of my favorite like Tigrinya or Tigaralai artists is Ephraim. Oh my God, what's his last name? Ephraim something.
Ephraim Mamade.
Oh my gosh, he is something else. And same with Dawit. And there's one other guy, but I can't remember his name. But anytime one of their songs like plays and we're at any one of our parties, you catch me, Lydia, Tashu, and Timmy just like breaking up the dance floor. It's just something different, like listening to that kind of music. And my favorite song, hands down, is Gana Gana by Mesmer.
I knew you were gonna say that.
That's a bomb song.
Has been my favorite song for the past 12 years. I think it's since the second time I went to Ethiopia, I listened to it there. And since then it was my ringtone, it's my alarm. Like I listen to that song all the time. So yeah, that's my favorite song and my favorite singers.
That's a good one. I think the chat was saying to share them. I think they like literally share the playlist. You have lit ones. You have the Shikorina.
Yeah, share the playlist. Yeah.
I'll share them. I'll put my Apple Music playlist thing in here.
Yeah, no, you have those ones.
I think Adam said Abraham Government Misanite. That's a real. Let me just say, I think personally right now, the best is Abraham Government. That's what I think.
Oh, I don't even know his name. I'm sure I know his song.
He's like the most popular like Tigrinya artist. Right? Well, maybe like not right now. Like I think it's like Ephraim, but like alive right now, he might be the most popular.
Okay, no, I just searched him up. Yeah, I think I know. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's iconic. Yes.
Yeah, he was the most popular. We all know Tashu has a fave. Yeah, Tasha, do you want to tell us who your favorite is?
I don't have a favorite, let's be honest, guys. Me, I rate everything. Like, if it's Tigrinya, you guys know I'm going to be dancing.
We all know you like Tizzes. We all know you like Tizzes.
Yeah, but like, no, that's not even the track. What's it called? I know it. I can't even remember the name. Give me 1 second. but
No, it'd
there's
be like that. I
they're
forget
really
the
good.
name of the tracks.
I have a playlist too, but mine's on YouTube, so just give me a sec.
I think that's the one thing that I'm going to be missing this February, though, is our annual Yakatit parties.
Mm.
I was really looking forward to this one this year.
Yeah.
I feel like last year I didn't participate as much, so I was really looking forward to this year's, and unfortunately because of COVID. But I hope though
You got the name.
that we do something online, like the diasporas do something online for Yakatis, because I really did enjoy that.
Oh, like a dancing Zoom meeting.
Yeah, we'll have a dance off, guys, on Zoom.
That's actually lit. That's a good idea. Like honestly.
I think
yeah, Baskin Berhanu. Yeah, that's my favorite artist. My favorite.
Adam said Ababa Araya. If you guys know who Ababa Araya is, he's the guy who sings. He's the guy who sings the Godly song Imbertigadalai.
Oh.
You know the song Imbertigadalai?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's he's the singer of that.
Yeah, these are all bangers. Masfin Berhanu. Wow. Timni Tuwalde with the shoulders. Yeah, that was iconic. Oh my god, that was so good.
One artist who has the name.
Amber Tegaru. Who is this?
Oh,
I think that's the artist that Musa was trying to say. For
one artist who wasn't Tigray but well known in Tigray is Abraham Aforki. Yeah.
Never.
You don't know Abraham? No. You know who he is. You know who he is, Tashu.
The thing is, I don't really know their names because a lot of them have the same name, so it's really hard. It's just as soon as the beat hits, it's like, but I already know the track.
Yeah, like Adam said, y'all know the song. Everybody knows his song, but you might just not know his name.
Yeah, exactly. A lot of them, it's like that for most songs for me.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, Fabian said we might do a virtual look at eats. Party fundraiser. We're discussing it. That's such a good idea. Whoa, we'll definitely.
I'm down for that.
Yeah, I'm there. I'm gonna get these shoulders prepared. Like I'm ready. Whoa. But oh yeah, let me say some of my favorite songs. What do you guys know? Salamawit's Johannes. Do you guys know her? She's like, for me, that's my favorite Tigrinya like singer. She has really famous songs.
She does. She's a really good artist.
She's like really. You've heard her songs.
My little cousins and Adigra were like showing me music videos because they didn't think I saw the videos already, and they're like, "I have to see this girl. Like, watch her music videos." And like, we just watched like a bunch of music videos of her, and it was really cute.
No, yeah, I do marathons all the time. Like, I literally love her music. I don't know, she hits different for me. Okay, if no one else wants to say anything, Solomon Beta. What? Who is Ashu? Who's Solomon Beta?
It's the artists. Oh, I don't even know their names of these tracks. Come on, guys. Okay, let me just play a track.
Oh, you guys can hear me. His name is Solomon Bida.
Oh, Bida. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, is there like a famous song?
Wait.
I don't know how the name. I don't know the songs off the top of my head, but I know his stuff is really, really good as well.
Okay, that's good to know. You guys giving me like new people.
Yeah.
Okay, well, enough on this topic. We can move on to the next one. So this one's, I think, the part where Moses is gonna give his weird food choices into this. But so what's better on food? Yogurt, sour cream, or honey?
Sour cream.
Okay. All I'm gonna say is if you choose yogurt or sour cream, please take it and put it in the trash. I'm sorry. It is not good. I don't like sour cream. Sour cream on ketchup is bad. Yogurt on ketchup is bad. The only way to go is honey.
What?
Honey on ketchup honey on ketchup. That's the only thing. That's the only way I'll eat it. I only eat honey on ketchup. See, even I don't know if Tio was agreeing to me, but I only eat ketchup with honey. That's it.
Is it like before you add the berbera and stuff?
Huh?
Are you talking about like ketchup with like the berbera and everything?
Yeah, why not? Eat it. It's actually really good. Just try it. I'm telling you. Listen, if you guys think this is like if you guys think this is like a foreign thing, I'm telling you this is really not. In Tigray, they eat fit with honey. I promise you. Maybe it's just the Ado thing. I don't know, but I know when I went to Aksum, I when I went to a restaurant like in the morning, they asked me, "Do you want fit with yogurt or do you want with honey?" And I said, "Obviously honey."
What? No, honey sounds good. Honey sounds good though, but I usually eat it with yogurt. So
Hold up.
I'm really
Fabian said honey and fit is popular in Eritrea. I actually didn't know that. I didn't know that at all.
Adam's like, or
Funny,
put
like you-
ketchup on it. Like what? I'm dead. You put
But is
ketchup?
it more weird? Is it more weird? Is it more weird? Huh?
No, yours is more normal.
Wow, now I really want that job.
Mine is more weird?
No, Moses's is more normal. Like honey is normal. At
Yeah,
least.
exactly. That's what I was saying. See, Hiwan, I told you.
No. You only eat honey when there's no yogurt or sour cream. I don't know what to tell you. Don't act like it's better. I've done it before.
No. Even if there's no yogurt or honey, you know.
Sour cream is so much more danker.
I was with you until you said sour cream, girl. No.
No. Sour cream, I can't eat it on sour cream. I can't eat it on yogurt. I don't like it. I just find it nasty. If you just honey is
Honey sounds good though, but sour. I've never tried sour cream.
Okay. All I ask you guys to do is the next time your parents make kitcha fit, try honey on it, and you'll see. You will see that
I'm about to make it right now.
Go.
I'm
Actually,
going to
go make it right.
and I'm gonna try it because this is I've never heard of that in my life.
Try it, and then yeah. Do you know what people
by
do?
the way, sour cream is the best combination after ajubo.
People eat ga'at with honey. What do you guys think of that?
What?
Excuse
How do you
me?
do that though? How do you even add the honey onto it? It's already falling apart.
No, I think they put honey on the side. No. I never tried it. Trust me, I've never tried it before. I've never tried ga'at and honey. But there are people. I've met a lot of people, Tegaru people, who do eat honey and ga'at. What they do is they put the honey on the side. They take it. They kind of like mix it like that, and then they eat it.
I think Huan wants to say something. She keeps on.
Okay, my bad.
Huan's been trying to say something, guys.
Yeah, I don't know. She can just pitch in, but Huan, say your part right now.
No, because I know Belen wanted to say something, so I wanted her to be able to hear what she was saying, because I think she was in agreement, because a lot of people in the chat were saying yogurt.
Yeah.
And I am saying from a young age, I think parents put yogurt on the kitcha to like kind of reduce the effect of the bebrara. Oh, Mama, come. Mommy, no, night. Mommy, honey, yogurt, or sour cream on kitcha? Yogurt. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. Yogurt is classic.
My mom is dying over here of laughter because.
Okay, wait. Ask your mom right now. Can your mom hear me?
She can hear you.
Okay. Listen, I eat my kitcha fit with honey. Is that okay?
Musiye, but it's not fit kitcha with beverage. You can eat honey with kitcha, just like not fit.
Period.
Thank you.
No, yeah, period. Good job, Letter.
No. I eat it.
Well, honestly, all opinions are valid. I eat tahlo with ketchup, so
But that isn't valid.
Those things.
Wow, mama missing out. Back.
But you know what? I know you guys are gonna judge me for this combination as well. I eat my ketchup fefar with cheese.
What?
And avocado.
Are you? It's not a Chipotle bowl, okay? You need to differentiate things. No.
And you guys wanted to call me weird for honey on kitcha fit. No. We done.
Like the different options we have with our
No.
We're done.
No one will agree. Okay.
No, let's be honest though. Huan really puts avocado in everything.
I really do. I really like avocado. It's very healthy for you. It's a healthy fat, and I think we should include that in more of our cuisine. To be honest.
No. I think we good. No.
Are you okay?
Yeah. No. Like Adam said, I think.
Are you okay?
Oh my
Even
god.
Adam
This
said he
feels
wanted
like white
stroll in.
supremacy. Yo, you want? Someone says this feels like white supremacy.
I'm dead. No one agrees with you, Hiwan. They all think you're brainwashed, bro.
This
Oh
one
my
turned it
God.
into a
I think
McDonald's keto
I
salad.
think Belen would want to. Belen
You guys are going off on her.
This feels like white supremacy.
You know what? I think that was the end of the kitchen controversy. Go on to the next question. To
No, I mean, does someone want to add anything? Like, you guys want to discuss your your hatred for this food choice?
You know what, Human? That's giving me like injera with peanut butter and jelly vibes.
Yeah.
Yo,
Oh
but
my
actually, have you guys ever tried that with hambasha? That's actually super dank.
Yeah.
I think Hambasha's okay.
I have.
Peanut butter and jelly and hambasha, super fire.
Yeah. I think everybody has.
Okay.
I haven't, but that sounds dank.
It's so fire, especially if the hambasha is fresh out of the oven.
Yeah, you're right.
Top tier.
Hambasha with avocado too is really good.
Okay, now that we're actually on the topic of food, Hyewon told me that that I was weird for this, but in my house we eat hambasha, or not Hyewon. Who was it, Raki or Hyewon? One of the two anyway. They said that eating inkwal, like a scrambled egg with honey on the side and hambasha is weird. Is that weird or not?
Honey?
That was me.
Yeah.
Wait, honey and what?
He put
Like you have on your plate, you have
inkwal,
you have your scrambled egg on one side, and then you have a little bit of honey on the side, and then your hambasha, and then you dip it all together, and then you eat it.
Are you okay, bro?
Wait, look.
It is so dank. It's like a habasha. No, it's like a witness thing. It's so dank.
Wow.
So dank. You
Wait,
guys are
look.
like hating
Honey
my
on
food.
egg, yeah, it's so fire on
How are
bread.
you judging me? You put honey on your.
Yeah, that's normal. That's normal.
No, Musa, I'm not asking
People
for your
do eat
opinion.
that.
I'm asking the other people, and not Hyewon either.
People eat that. That's the thing.
No one eats that. You
I
eat that.
I think
None.
on certain food is okay, but me personally, I'm a very savory kind of person. I like savory things. So honey and eggs, just in my opinion, don't mix like that.
Yeah.
I would be down to try it. So Tashi, if you want to cook that for me
Yourself
tomorrow
out the
morning,
end.
I will be waiting for it at my door. But I don't like honey, no.
No, yeah, y'all are crazy. How'd you even think of that idea? What is that pairing? Like, what are you guys doing?
Have you guys ever tried it's kind of like, it's not as popular. I mean, I think a lot of you guys have tried food, but there's this food called fata. Have you guys ever tried it before?
No, what is that?
Yes, I've tasted feta before. It's really good. Actually,
Yeah.
especially with pulo, it tastes really good. Actually, I just ate it today.
You ate fata today?
Yeah, in the morning with pulo.
Okay, do you want to explain to everyone what fata is?
Feta cheese, right? You're talking
No,
about
I'm not saying feta cheese. Feta cheese. I said fata. It's a food called fata. Have you ever tried it before?
Nope.
Oh, okay. I thought you said no, I didn't say feta cheese. No. Okay, but fata is basically like bunny, and then it's like bunny. There's like fool. You can put eggs in it, and there's like tomato, and then you pretty much just like mix it all together with like barbare, and like you mix it all together and you eat it, and it's really, really, really good. I promise you. I'm probably explaining.
That sounds kind of good. Actually.
I'm probably explaining it wrong, but if you guys search up like Fata Ethiopian food or Tigray food on YouTube, then it'll show you. It looks amazing, and I tried it in Aksum. Delicious.
I think I know what you're talking about. I knew of it like called something else. Like it was kind of like fifr, but like it was a mixture of like a bunch of different things. But I called it something else.
Okay, yeah, it might be the case. Yeah.
Sounds good. Sounds like full, and I really like full. Like that's
bread salad.
Full is underrated at least.
100%. All right, Tim, you have your last
question. Oh no, that's not what it is.
Okay, we'll move on to the last question. So, some controversial questions. So is gat overrated?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. I mean, it depends on who makes it. Actually, let me rephrase. It depends on how it's made and who makes it. Because some people make it and I can't even get it into my mouth because it's already falling apart. So like, it really depends on who makes it, and yeah.
That in
Okay.
Ethiopia is so much different than it is here. It's so good in Ethiopia,
Exactly.
but
Exactly.
still good here.
My mom just
I don't
came
know. They
in
do.
to quickly say that dorowet with Nkwaho is her
That's
first.
our culture. You add guys.
She's saying that we're all weird with all of our different combinations and stuff, and she says stick
Your
to
mom has been listening this whole
the
time.
normal stuff.
No, I love the Dorowitz though. Like I agree with her. Like she snaps.
I
Oh,
think
the chat.
somebody
It's
in
the
the chat.
most elite food. The
What?
chat is saying it's not
Gaat and
overrated.
Hello?
I think
Gat and
someone said
Sahlo are the
Ga'at and
best.
Sahalo are the best.
What? Are the best. Oh, they think that's like the best
It
Ethiopian
depends.
food?
Like it depends. Like you can't compare like Ga'at and Sahalo to like Itchaf is fit or like food because those are like more like morning things, right? So it just depends on what
Isn't
time in
Gaat
the
morning too?
Yeah, it is. It like you can't eat it in the morning, but like
But
food,
you eat
Itchaf
any
is
of
fit.
these throughout the day. Like I'm about to eat kachaf for dinner, fam.
Yeah, to be
Okay,
honest.
but that's you though. But I'm just saying like it's a prevalent thing in the morning. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah.
Oh, you want to say something?
I just want to say that ga'at is a very essential food in our culture. Just want to point that out. When a woman gives birth, after she gives birth, one of the first things that she eats is ga'at, and it's supposed to give her back her strength and her power after delivering a child. So that can never be overrated. If it is overrated for you, it's probably not being cooked properly. And then also ga'at is really important for brides. So like I think it's a day or 2 days before her wedding. There's this thing called ga'at, and it's like you eat ga'at and you just like hang out with your bridesmaids, and it's like mainly like the bridal family, I believe. So ga'at is very, very important. And tehlo, I'm very biased, and I already stated like it is an elite food. It is always popping. Tim and Eleni both know that anytime we have those parties at my house in January, we always have tehlo, and it's always popping. So the next time we are able to have a gathering, I will personally make tehlo, even though I do not know how to make it, but I will make it, and I will include ketchup. I got you guys.
No, you don't need to. Thank you though.
I'll make it, don't worry. That's my promise to all of you guys.
No. But that was a good point. I forgot about the cultural value of ga'at. Like I was about to be like, why is it even like why does it exist? Because I don't really like ga'at, but that's true. Yeah, look at me like that. So what about you guys don't think ga'at is overrated? What about tehlo? You guys think tehlo is overrated? Do you guys like tehlo?
Not gonna lie, I've only had it like once or twice.
Oh really?
No.
And I don't even remember how it tastes, so.
No, tahalo is not. I actually like tahalo. It's not.
Me too.
I like tahalo. It's like nice and like it's unique too. It's like obviously like other regions in Ethiopia have like ga'at, like they call it ganfo, and like of course kitchaf fit is in Tigrinya, but in Amaranya it's chawchawsa. But like tahalo is like a Tigray thing. So honestly, I like it. It's pretty good. But I've had it like maybe 2 or 3 times, but it's still good to me.
I might be wrong, but Human, what is tahalo again? Just to,
Chawchawsa
I don't want to be wrong, like in my mind.
Is oromo.
You know those ga'at?
Oh.
It's like little ga'at bowls.
Okay, like the little thing, and you stick it, and then you put it in the. Okay.
Stick it and you put it into this like kind of like sugo, and like
Yeah,
it
yeah,
has
okay.
and the top has this, I don't know what the white sauce is made out of, but it's kind of to like reduce the heat from the sauce. It is a great combination. You gotta dig in there, and it's great.
Oh, okay.
It's
I
really
really like
popular. Like if you're feeding someone, like the game that we play anyway, is like you're trying to stick like a big chunk of meat on it and like feed it to that person. So like it is really, really good. And Lydia, are you eating it too? Like what's wrong with you?
You said it's nasty. Like, are you okay? Like, what sauce do you eat? Because I love when it has like really hot sauce with meat, and I'm like, that's so dank. Like, if he forgot was like that, maybe I'd like gas, but I don't. No, tahalo is much better for me.
Okay. Oh, I have a question.
Okay, good.
What's it called? I know a lot of people have different opinions about this, but what do you guys think about hilvat?
Bro, what's hilbas again? I might
Like,
be
you know the
confused.
stuff that I don't know about your parents, but my parents used to say it's like the Habasha ice cream that we used to put on.
No.
The worst thing ever created. It was the worst thing ever
No,
created.
helbet.
So
No
disgusting.
way. I don't like helbet at all. I don't like.
I'm
it.
sorry for interrupting you, Muse, but like I'm gonna hop off. I got some schoolwork. I gotta go, guys.
Yeah,
No
no problem.
problem. Thank
It
you
was
for
nice
coming.
talking.
Thank you for
It was
having us.
great. Thank you
Bye.
for your input.
Okay, well, bye, guys.
Bye, Haven. Bye, bye.
I hate
I hate it's
helbet.
nasty. Thank you.
It's
It's like
fluffy
fluffy water.
water.
Thank you.
I wish it was fluffy water. Water tastes better than hilbets. Like,
Okay, but
Guys, if
I
you
don't know.
have it with churro and silsi and helbet and injera, is so good. You gotta eat. You gotta taste it. You gotta taste it.
okay, I'll taste it.
Do all the time.
Giona said some of you need to go back home and develop your
It's
palate.
so
Not
good.
even the silsi, to be
Nah,
honest.
what?
The helvet really ruins the silsi, no lie.
Helbet, no, just in general, I don't like helbet. Never have, never will. I went back home, tried helbet, had helbet here, didn't like it. I had many people's helbets thinking that it's gonna change my perspective. Same thing with dulet. Dulet, no.
Dulet is so fire, top tier.
I love doublets. I don't know what you're talking about.
It's good, but I
No,
can't
do that.
wrap my head on what it is. That's why I don't eat it. But when I used to eat it as a kid before I knew what it was, and it was really good. But I don't know.
Oh, that
Why you
changed
don't eat
your
it now?
your opinion on it.
Yeah, when I really
Don't
found
come for dulet. Nah, I don't care. Thing is, people have tried to get my perspective to change on dulet, so they've literally. So obviously, my mom, and then all her friends, I've tried their dulets, didn't like it. I went to Addis, didn't like it. I'm Addi, didn't like it. I'm
You don't like
convinced.
it?
No, I'm just convinced. And the thing is, this is even this was like the first couple of times I've ever had dulet, I knew what it was. Like my mom said, "Oh, this is what it was," but I still tried it. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna try it, right? But I still didn't like it, so I don't think I'll ever like it. It's just.
What do you not like about it? Just like the texture of that
I don't
thing.
I don't like the texture, and I don't like the taste.
It's
To
very
be honest, the only really bad part about it is the actual process. Like during the tzom, like at the end of the tzom, my mom forced me into cutting like the dulet, and like I had to wear a mask, I had to wear gloves. Like I just couldn't do it because the smell, like it penetrated through the mask for sure. Like my nose, I couldn't smell for maybe 2-3 days because like it's I don't know.
That's what I was gonna say. Like the smell of it is so intoxicating. Like I'm basically doing tzom 365 days of the week, basically of the year. Like I am not a huge meat eater, like at all. Like I barely eat dorowet. Like I never eat alecha. Like the only thing I ever have is tipsy. That's it. So like I can't stand dulet for the life of me. That's just not what I do. But hilbet is very good. The exact way that Bilen recommended it is the perfect way.
Are you a vegan?
Yeah, are you a vegan then? Like,
but like honestly, I was traumatized as a kid because my mom and all of my aunts said that hilbet was ice cream, and so when I went to school and people were talking about ice cream, I'm expecting hilbet, and that's not what I received.
I'm so sorry.
Very disappointed. And yeah, that's just my thoughts on that.
Wow. So that's like affected your opinion on ice cream? I'm so sorry for that. Like that's wow. Yeah, I hated when they said that was ice cream. Like they really want you to be traumatized. Huh?
That is so good. I don't know you.
Wait, Lydia, you're kind
Period.
of
Raw meat. Raw meat Teresiga is dank.
So fire.
Raw meat? Is that the long
raw meat with the
Yeah. I think Lydia, we need to take away your Tegaru card right now. We need to take it away. Wait, we need to take that membership that you got. Take that. There's no way. No.
Are you gay?
Why sing it so dank?
Kitful, okay, kitful. It's like lib. I like that. I don't like. Teresiga.
No, raw meat. The one where you take the meat and you're having it and you look.
Maybe lib. Yeah, exactly. Maybe lib. Lib kitful. I like that, but I don't like teresiga. Like just raw. You just dip it in the awazi and you eat it. No way. I can't do that.
What's lib again?
It's like lib kitful is like medium rare. It's like
Just not cooked all the way. Like you still spread a bit.
it's like slightly cooked, but the thing is like it's slightly cooked with like butter and like Ethiopian butter and like a bunch of spices on the kitfo, and then they slightly cook it on like a low skillet heat, and they just let it like warm up just for a little bit, and then after that, that's it. That's pretty much it.
Oh, I didn't know. I barely had kitfo before, but it tastes pretty dang. Like I kind of like it.
When I went to Addis, there's a gurage place that my cousin took my mom, my brother and I, and it was like authentic, like real gurage, like style food and stuff like kitfo, and they have this kind of bread. It's like false banana bread called what's it called again? Kocho. That's what it's called, kocho. And I had it, and it was
It's called kocho, like it's
yeah, like the bread itself. If you go and search up kocho, it's like it's made out of false banana tree, and it's like I think it's called false banana tree, and it's like fermented, and it's like this type of bread, but it's not similar to hambasha though. It's like a completely different type.
It's fermented. Doesn't that mean it's alcoholic? No.
No. I don't know. That's what they said. But I have no idea. Can we? It's the same. Wait, hold up. The same tree that bula is made from. Yeah, exactly.
Wait, what's bula again, bro? I confuse the names.
Gianna probably can explain that better than I can.
You can't. Where's Yuan?
Hi. Can you guys see me?
Yeah.
Okay. Oop, sorry. Yeah, bula is it's kind of like a white. Well, like when you get it here, you'll get it in like a white kind of powder, and you can make it into a soup or something thicker like gat. And you can have it like spicy with mitmita, or you can have it a little bit sweeter and creamier with milk and stuff. So yeah, it's good. It's really good. I prefer it to gat personally. I know that makes me, not a proper Tigrawaiti to say that, but I like bula.
It's okay. Gat is kind of overrated. I feel like that. But that was a really interesting discussion about food, guys. I've learned a lot of.
I want to say one thing.
Pairings.
One thing. This is not a question. It's a statement, and then we can move forward. Beles is overrated. Okay, now carry on.
Yes, I can't eat.
Now carry on.
Are you the Hando?
I actually cannot eat beles. It's so.
Now let's carry on. We said that beles is overrated. Me and Ashu. That's it. There we go.
I agree. Bro, what? And even the chat is saying it's overrated. It's nasty.
Take away his Tigray card.
That is also true.
No, I don't like beles.
I
had an Adigrat.
Beles is nasty.
My cousin took it from Adigrat, and she came to Ottawa, and it was no. I had an Ottawa. I had Adigrat beles. No, I can never.
Beles and Adigrat is the best.
No, but the thing is, my cousin lives in Adigrat, and she came to Ottawa to see us, and she brought like a lot of bags of beles for us to have. And when we went there, like when she came, we had it. No, I took a bite and I said, no, I'm done.
Did you not have it on, those street sellers that sell beles? Have you have
I went.
Yeah. We did.
Like on the street sellers, and that stuff is not good.
It tastes so juicy, delicious. What are you guys talking about?
It's such a great fruit. It like you need to get it though when it's like properly ripe, because otherwise it's like if you're eating, I don't know what's a good example, eating like a raw avocado or eating like a raw watermelon. Like it's just not good. You want it when it's like the most like ripest, and also when it's cold.
I mean, I don't really know anybody that just eats avocado on its ones.
I do.
Yeah, I mean,
that's the problem. That's what I'm trying to say. This is the problem.
But anyway, I like the fact that we all have our different opinions about Ethiopian cuisine and Tigrayan cuisine. It's very insightful to see everybody's different points of view. Before Timnit wraps up her segment, I just want to point out what Lydia said about shiro. Shiro is like what they consider to be the poor man's food because you don't need much to make shiro. However, shiro is the most elite food that is
a lie.
And I could eat it every single day of the rest of
a lie.
Thank you.
Tell them.
Shiro one is only good.
Okay, 1% time, please.
It's called
Whoa, who's talking? Someone's glitching. Okay. Who was Ashley? Did your hand? I saw your hand.
Yeah, what I was trying to say is like shuro has a sense to it being good, but it's only like when you're starving. Like if there's nothing else in your fridge and you need something to eat, like you just cut tomato, onion powder from the shuro powder and water. Baka. That is literally the only time that you can accept eating it because
Thank
like
you.
it's like it's your last resort type of thing.
That's broke food. Like when you honestly don't have food, you just.
It's like the McDonald's of Canada. It's the McDonald's of Ethiopia.
I didn't know you guys were bougie like that.
You
so
rate
true.
shuro?
Huh?
You rate shuro, Raki?
Heavy. I can eat that
So
every
good.
day. No, I agree.
Shuro is struggle meal.
Yeah.
No, show is amazing.
No.
Oh no.
Especially when you eat it with jalapenos, that's amazing.
Okay, yeah, no, okay, she has a point with that, with the jalapeno stuff, with the different stuff inside, that it makes it a bit better, but especially if there's no jalapeno, there's no point of eating.
Yeah. You guys like when it's in like a sandwich? Not sandwich, but like burrito.
And
like
the rolled up?
That's the one. That
When they
one.
roll the injera?
Yeah.
We used to go for our Mon Cascade trips when we were younger. I remember we used to have rolled up shuro like stuff, and it was the best on those road trips because like you'd be so hungry and all you want is just some like food, and the shuro would soften the injera, and it was literally like it's so amazing to eat, and I always want those now. Just on road trips though, like I can't eat it regularly. I can only eat shuro roll-ups on a road trip or long car ride. Like it's necessary.
Yeah, me too. Like normal people have sandwiches and we have shiro like
yeah.
Little rolls.
like that's so happy. But I'm glad we can all agree on shiro being struggle food. So nice talk about that, guys. You guys have weird food pairings.
Injera lasagna.
Yes, injera lasagna.
You know, I've never actually seen anybody done that, like shuro and then they like layer it.
No, like my uncle does that. Like he'll literally just take a Tupperware and he'll just layer like injera with like different kinds of like tabi.
That sounds so
layer,
good. I actually want to try that.
And then we'll just eat it with a fork.
Is this the same? Is this uncle related to Giona? Is that?
Yeah, Isaac. I don't know if Fiona is listening in, but yeah.
I thought you were gonna say like lasagna and injera, and I was like, yeah, that's Sammy eats that. So I thought you were gonna talk.
My brother?
Yeah, Sammy at the Habesha parties, he just doesn't get he gets lasagna on top of his injera and stuff.
Again, my brother is a interesting case.
Wait, like he would eat the injera, like he'd take the injera and then like break. And
no,
eat
his
the
injera
like,
would be at the bottom, right? And then the lasagna would be on top.
And he would eat it like it was abhi.
Yes. Like Habesha just eats everything like it is.
I think we can all agree that the Beirut family has weird food preferences. That's, I think, something we can agree on.
But like, you can't agree with them.
The chat.
Okay. Lasagna with injera, it's actually not that bad. You should actually taste it, especially at Lakati parties. Their lasagna with injera are actually really good.
I think the only reason why it would probably be good is like the lasagna would outpower the injera, where like you wouldn't even taste it. Because that's the only way I can think of that actually tasting good.
That's not bad then. Let's see. It sounds kind of good.
All of your opinions were very interesting, and I loved listening to it. But we will have to wrap up this very controversial topic of food. But we will definitely have more of these fun, lighthearted, controversial topics about cuisine and music and stuff. So thank you, Tem, for your segment. We give you a little round of applause for hosting all of that. But before we end it off, we are going to pass it off to Miss Rakeb. and she is going to tell all of us how we're going to stay connected, how to get information from any of the professionals and stuff. So I'm just going to give the floor to Raki, and she will end it all for us.
All right, so yeah, thank you guys all for coming out today. I wasn't expecting it to go so smoothly and so well, and to have such a good discussion. And yeah, we did great, guys. So I'm sorry that I couldn't really participate in the discussion as much. I was writing a whole bunch of things down so that we could do more things like this in the future. So I just want to remind everyone to stay involved, stay connected, stay informed, keep on informing people around you. That is the only way we're going to get through this, guys. Remember to keep signing petitions, donating, everything. I created a Linktree link. I actually can paste it in the chat right now, along with our social media. Hold on a second. So if you click on that link, it'll take you to a whole bunch of different sites that you can go to for information, donations, petitions. Also a reminder about the campaign today, Tweet for Tigray. It's not too late for that. And if you guys had any other links that you thought might be helpful, that you thought I should add, definitely send them to our email. You could even put them in the chat box now, or send them to our Instagram page. And yeah, that's basically it, guys. Thank you all for coming again. Keep on praying for Tigray. We'll get through this. And yeah, hopefully we can do something like this again. And can't wait to see you guys at the next event. So yeah.
Yep, thank you everybody for coming out and joining us. This was being recorded, so it will be posted on YouTube, and we will also post the link probably somewhere on Facebook. We'll have a Facebook page, hopefully sometime soon. Like Raki said, please send any information about your information to either our email or our Instagram, and any ideas would be greatly appreciated so we can continue this dialogue and continue this community. Again, thank you all for your time today. I know it's been about almost 3 hours, so this was very, very fun. I really did enjoy it, and I think everybody did enjoy it. And thank you for all of your participation. If anybody has any last words before we conclude, please raise your hand and just speak. Oh, I think I see something.
Asafa.
Yeah. Where is it? I just saw it, Fiona. Yes, Dr. Asafa, talking about his program. If he is still in the chat or in the call, he can definitely come up. Yes, he is still here. Dr. Asafa, if you wanted to talk before we ended the call about the program that you were initiating, that would be great. If you can hear me.
Okay, studio.
Oh no, I think he's here.
Hi there, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, we can hear you. I'm not from the mountains of Tigray, but I'm pretending to be. Yeah, I'm so happy you guys are fighting in your own way. And I'm sure you heard yesterday Debrecen, and before yesterday Mulgeta Alto, if you know him. If you don't know him, I recommend his book, Laying the Past to Rest, a very good book to read. I enjoyed that. So my media, I was, participating in this Ethiopian discourse for long. I go to universities in Addis, Bahir Dar, and recently Adigrat. Tried to support during the summer and so on. But the war on Tigray kind of, destroyed everything I had hoped, my concern before the war was like Ethiopia, even going, over 10%, growth, will still has to struggle to meet, the sustainable development goals, meet, all kinds of issues we have. But now we are, I think, maybe at least 20 years back. So I said, maybe part of the thing is, we are not understanding, the issues at hand. We are just, always every 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, restarting, and so on. So the idea with the media is, in a very humble way, modest way, to contribute to this evidence-based discourse that has been missing, I think, for long. So yes, I have two kids, very young ones, 4-year-old daughter and 10-year-old son, and I'm full-time at the university. But, at least making some things work in a small way is better than nothing. So this media is about understanding issues, understanding each other, understanding, the challenges and so on. Then one big thing that's missing in Ethiopia as well is measuring. Everybody from government, non-government, citizen, they just take numbers, easily. Like, they say the whole population is this, or, we have this number of things. And if you go for verification, most of the time, it doesn't work. A very good example to give you is, I have many of them, but one example is there was a mention of how much they planted in terms of trees. So we made a very simple calculation, how much an area a tree needs, the next tree and so on, in a given region. I am not going to mention the name of the region. And it ended up, even if you are planting in the living room, in the kitchen, the washroom, in that region, everywhere else, there still would be a need for another area, outside that region. This is, I'm talking about, not random people. This is in the news, it's reported by the government and so on. So the measuring component of the media is that, challenging numbers, verifying numbers and so on. Then of course, the other thing is doing. So the UMDs, the doing part is about, best practices, role models out there, talking about them and hopefully to replicate that elsewhere and so on. So anytime you feel, you have a topic to talk, explore, even the kind of things that we are doing, just knowing Tigray, knowing Ethiopia, knowing, the Horn of Africa better, and so on. So I gave you my email. I didn't come to advertise, but I felt like this is my third meeting of the day. So different people are meeting everywhere. There are some, closed doors meeting, high level and so on. Some about what's going on now, humanitarian and so on. And this is one of the greatest meetings I enjoyed. The mix, what issues you are talking about, the balance and so on. So thank you very much. And if you also need connection in terms of, my field could be different from what you're studying, but you have also my email there. So in terms of support, connection, I would be happy to do that as well. Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you so much, Dr. Asafa. And we will definitely be putting his email for the UMD media in this chat as well, but we'll also post it on to the Instagram page as well for anybody that would want to directly get in contact with Dr. Asafa. Because again, like I said, networking is so, so important. And I definitely think that what you're doing is so important. So I will definitely try to be staying in contact with you as well. Just before we finish up our call, I'm going to launch this poll just to see what everybody's general consensus was from this dialogue. I feel like I have a really good idea about it, but I also like stats. So I will just post this poll into here just to see what everybody's general consensus is. Again, I can't thank you guys enough for coming out to this, for the 4 other co-hosts for putting in so much effort into this. And I know all of us are extremely busy. And from the most, oh my God, you guys answered so quickly. Wow. From the most part, everybody did enjoy this Zoom call and would like another dialogue like this, and we'll stay connected as well. That's the kind of idea that I thought. So we will definitely be working on something again like this and hoping to reach out to more people, getting more professionals involved, and promoting more of a safe space for everybody to engage in. Again, thank you guys all so very much. I hope you guys have a great night. Please stay connected on our Instagram page, on our emails. Please be free to reach out to any of our personal social medias. And yeah, have a great night, everybody.
Bye, everyone.
Thank you for coming, guys.
Thank you for coming, guys. Thank you. Thank you.
Good night.
Hey, guys.
Bye.
Thank you for inviting us. Bye.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
Bye. Bye.
Mary, you didn't say, oh wait, we're still on live.
Mary's here?
Okay, are we ending it?
I'm gonna end